there and Stillwell Avenue, and right across the street from the Stillwell Avenue subway station. So if you look to your left, you can see my Montague's Park, and on your right, you can see the cyclone and the aquarium. At the bottom of the street, you can see the amusement area, the boardwalk, the beach. This is literally the gateway to the lake. And so we enhance the existing public space, aiming to yeah, it is. Just let me know what it's. You're probably very about when I've been involved. Great amount of speed. You guys hear it on YouTube. I think so. It's where you just sent. I think that's sent. So, out and down. See if I can. All right, so I'm gonna go over there and stand. I can't hear. What's speaking? And there you go. You don't have to hold up there. So they don't need camera. They don't stand. Okay, I can turn off like a. Yes. Okay. So we have enhanced the existing public space, aiming to draw people into the existing amusement area, which will be as it exists today. So we are making 100-foot wide Stillwell Avenue completely pedestrianized. We are contributing our property to expand West 12th Street for vehicles and pedestrians. And we are keeping West 15th Street open for public use just as it is today. Almost all of these streets will be lined at grade with street-facing, small-scale retail, food and beverage spaces that lead visitors directly to and through to Wonder Wheel Way, to the existing amusement area, to the beach, and the boardwalk. In addition, this project is providing over an acre of new rooftop open space that will be open to the public, accessible from Stillwell Avenue, to relax and look out over the existing amusement area, the boardwalk, and the beach with amazing city views. This project is an entertainment complex, and the casino itself makes up of only about 25%, and it's located on the upper floors. The other uses include a 500-key resort hotel, a convention center, a 2,400-seat entertainment venue, a 1,500-space parking garage, as well as restaurants and retail.
Thank you. This project, 25% of this project is the casino, 75% of this project consists of a hotel, convention center, and all the things that we just discussed. 17% unemployment is what we're facing today. And what we heard in the over 500 meetings that we did throughout the community was, we don't want just jobs, we want careers. That's what we want. We want our children to have careers. That's what we want. And we're here to provide that. That's right. Inclusivity starts on day one with our hiring practices. Job fairs hosted across the community, culinary operations and hospitality training programs, and formal local hiring practices for union jobs with great pay and benefits.
And that only happens with intentional strategy. And as Melissa said, it comes from day one. And it's putting the infrastructure in place and programs with local institutions, City Tech, Kingsborough, the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce, and creating programs that allow people to advance and grow and get the training they need from day one so that they can take advantage of the plethora of opportunities that would be in a facility like this. Everything from security to managers in F&B, hospitality, gaming, retail. There's a countless number of opportunities that we can take advantage. And as I said, it only comes from creating partnerships with the community and locals like yourself to make sure that we're doing this intentionally from day one.
We get quiet, please. We want to have time that everyone that signed up to speak can speak. The longer this takes, the less time we're going to have. Please be quiet and let them finish the presentation.
NYCHA in Coney Island, and how do we create programs for them in specific in terms of giving them hiring windows, 90-day pre-application opportunities, ability to bring the people into the facility and work within walking distance of their home. That's an amazing opportunity where you no longer have to commute. You could walk 5 blocks to these opportunities that will be in your backyard. And it goes further than the permanent careers we're talking about. We spend a lot of time thinking about the construction process, which is a 3-year construction project that will bring over 4,000 union construction jobs to this facility. And how do we do that? And how do we take advantage of Brooklyn firms? And a big focus of ours is focusing on how do we get those subcontractors trained and prepared to bid and compete for work long term. So from day one, working with our partners at AECOM and Embrace Partners, and David Kmite sitting here today with me, and I'm going to pass the mic to him in a second, but we came up with a strategy that's very unique for the project, which would allow subcontractors to gain bonding experience and compete for work that they would no longer or previously not be able to because they didn't have the bonding capacity for larger scale jobs. This unique opportunity is going to create a framework that's very unique for the Coney and something that we're very proud of.
Hi there, my name is David Kmite. I'm from Embrace Partners. I am an MBE myself. So relative to this opportunity, I want to share with you that Thor Equities has taken a very innovative approach to this project. What we will bring to the table is we will train over 800 contractors, and we are scheduled to have over 300 bonded contractors in the local community on this project. That is an innovative process that's not been done around the state. And Embrace is committed to helping contractors learn how to be bonded, to participate on several iterations of the project, and hire locally. Again, I want to share with you that this is a very innovative approach, and Embrace stands by the commitment that we will bring over $340 million worth of contract opportunities to the local community. Thank you.
The Coney Commitment Program, there's a lot of conversation about jobs, contractors, union jobs, construction jobs, operations jobs. We wanted to tailor the preferred program very similar to what we've used on the Chickasaw Nation in Oklahoma. We understand the success of the Coney is not just dependent upon creating jobs, but getting the right people in those jobs. Degree jobs, non-degree jobs, internships, high school diplomas. Anyone will be open to be part of the whole workforce program that's going to tap into the NYCHA community and other surrounding communities. We're very excited to ultimately reinforce our diversity programs that we've adopted in the past at all of our 23 casinos that we own and operate. And we're going to use those and mirror those and learn from what we've done in the past and make it a much brighter and more committed program to the Coney here in New York City, in the Brooklyn, baby.
So before I say my piece on this part, I just want to remind or let everybody know what my presence here represents. It represents myself and my family's continued commitment to ensuring that minorities, MWBEs, are present and represented in large-scale projects like this. Why should you believe that? As the former chair of the MWBE Commission, as a former chair of the African American and Asian and Latino Caucus, as the former chair of small business, that's what my life's work was built on, ensuring that communities like this are included in large-scale projects like this. So I don't want anybody confused about why I'm here and what my mission is. My mission is, as it's always been, and my family's mission is, as it's always been, to make sure that large-scale projects like this, it just happens to be Coney Island now, but large-scale projects like this, we're represented as communities of color. Everything from the construction phase to the hotel phase, that we are present and that our communities flourish and thrive based on the economic development that these projects bring. So I want to remind you though, the Coney is endorsed by local organizations, small businesses, schools, NYCHA and tenant leaders. And that's who we're going to rely on first and foremost as the hiring of the workforce commences. So the support is deep and diverse and a testament to the relationships we forge. So we know exactly where to go to find a workforce to make sure that this project is successful. As part of our outreach, we wanted to ensure that we're identifying the right kind of partnerships in this process. That's why we landed on New York Tech and Kingsborough and Liberation High School. And they're honestly just the beginning. Between organizations like the Brooklyn Org and a number of NYCHA tenant associations and local businesses like Age Stark Arena and Brooklyn FC, we built lasting community partnerships that will power the Coney. We also signed agreements with building trades and HTC, who I see is represented here, and who will partner on these programs.
It was important for us in putting this together that we not only focus on those who come to gamble, but also the locals and the tourists. We wanted to create a space where shows for locals, they would be like to see those. We'd have a 25,000 square foot entertainment space. We'll have 20 plus world-class restaurants, and we'll have up to 116,000 square feet of convention space. This is convention space that will once again bring in groups from outside into the Brooklyn area that will create economic development and incremental jobs. The district's economic ripple is real. It's actually bigger than a ripple. This is going to be a tidal wave that's associated with this project. You've heard it, 10,000 jobs, over $500 million of annual operating costs will be spent on an annual basis that will ultimately create new jobs, new opportunities for anyone that wants to be associated with it. Over $1.6 billion will be added into the local community. It's not just about the Coney Island either. This is going to ultimately reach much further than just Coney Island into the Brooklyn area and everything associated around it. A terrific opportunity with a tremendous commitment to the trust fund. It's going to be a remarkable investment back in the community, over $200 million.
So I want to take a second and talk about traffic. Traffic's been probably the number one concern we've heard from community residents along the way, and it's our concern too, and in how to solve it, right? And it starts with a strategy that we've been thinking about. Working with our engineering team, we've thought about a multimodal transit strategy, right? How do you get people out of automobiles and to take mass transit? And subway enhancements, there are 4 subway lines that come to Coney Island, right? Today, it's not reliable. There's safety concerns. Making the subway experience a safe and reliable service with express service from downtown Brooklyn will create an alternative transit option for people to get to Coney Island, and they'll use it because New Yorkers take the subway. Ferry service to Coney Island, which has been talked about for years. Yes, Lucy, it's been talked about for years. And I think everybody here wants a ferry. Does anybody not want a ferry in Coney Island? Let's finally make it happen, right? And there's a pier there. And it's a great opportunity to bring people to Coney Island via ferry. Why not? Bus service and solving, and that goes on top of the infrastructure improvements we're making, getting people from the Belt Parkway at all the intersections, but creating a multimodal transit strategy is at the heart of our plan.
So funny enough, I was just about to say thank you to all of those who actually opposed the project, who sat quietly and listened. I feel like this is the first time the audience has been quiet enough to hear the project in its entirety. When we talked before about the 500 meetings we had, we wound up having to shift from large-scale meetings like this to smaller vignettes just so that we could get the entire project out. But right when I was about to say thank you, you know, we did our Brooklyn thing and our Coney Island thing, and we let our voices be heard. But I really want to say thank you, because I really believe that from my standpoint, I've done this 10 or 15 times now, this is the first time we've gotten as far and as deep into the project without interruption. So I'm saying thank you.
Wait. We're not done. So to continue on okay. So to continue on the traffic discussion, At the last CAC meeting, one of the members had stated that the off-site parking lots that we had identified were going to be replaced by new development or that they did not even exist. So we went back immediately and studied this, of course, and we found that this statement was not true. Of the sites that we identified that will be developed, they will all require the same or more parking post-development. And in one of the cases, potentially 400 more parking spaces than previously existed. So while we were restudying this area, we even ended up finding more parking lots than we previously identified a year ago, which was actually extremely helpful and resulted in additional 450 parking spaces being identified. So this is all in addition to the 1,500 on-site parking spaces that our project is already providing. So if anything, there will be more parking capacity around this project than we previously contemplated and not less. And that's also, when you take into consideration the multimodal traffic plan that Peter just described, we think that will be adequately suitable to provide parking for the area.
And I just add one more thing to the traffic in terms of transportation. Like our strategy is to incentivize employees to one, we'll hire locally so people can walk to work, but incentivize other employees that live in Brooklyn, because over 50% of our workforce is going to be coming from Brooklyn, to take mass transit. And that's what is not accounted for in the study we put together because it's not allowed to be accounted for. Our numbers show that it will be a 27% decrease in the car activity to Coney Island with those incentive programs in place. The second biggest concern that we've heard through the meetings is safety in Coney Island. And how do you make Coney Island a safer place? And safety goes in hand with traffic improvements, right, in terms of people taking mass transit. But more people on the street, 20,000 people a day in Coney Island year round, will make Coney Island a safer place. In addition to that, just having private security, we're making a commitment of $75 million to local fire, police, and EMS. That investment will enhance their ability to add patrol people on the beach, add patrol people to Surf Avenue, and make Coney Island a safer place all year round. The trust, which I mentioned earlier, is something we're very proud of. And this is meant for the community. This is not a bait and switch, right? We came up with this early in the process, and we were like, how do we give back to the Coney community? And we thought about, we could invest in this project, we can invest in this project, right? What would be better is if we create a fund and a trust that people can dictate what they want. Do they want to try and help make boardwalk improvements, right? Do they want additional security cameras? Do they want public enhancement or, enhancement of the subway station, right? Whatever those projects are, this money can go to that. And it's going to be governed by a local board that will dictate those decisions. And we're proud of that at the end of the day because we think it's a great opportunity to spearhead small projects throughout Coney Island.
Jobs, jobs, jobs. 8,500 jobs for Coney Island, making the Coney the largest employer in Coney Island. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to the CAC. This concludes our presentation.
Okay. So I have to read this. This hearing is an opportunity for members of the community to offer comments on the Coney. It's not a venue for the public to ask questions of either the committee members or the applicant. Individuals wishing to speak must sign up at the registration table. Guys, we all want to speak, right? All right, so let me read this legalese and we can get going. We'll be taking speakers on a first come, first served basis. Each speaker will be allowed 2 minutes to present their statement. A countdown timer will be visible so each speaker is aware of how much time they have remaining. Today's hearing is being live streamed, recorded, and will be posted online soon after the event concludes. The recording will be closed captioned for the hearing impaired. In addition to presenting comment today, there are additional ways to provide comment. As mentioned, today's hearing will be the first of two. A second public hearing will be announced. It will be held in the evening in Coney Island so people that work can actually attend. We will have more information on that soon. It's likely going to be September 10th in the evening in Coney Island so working people can attend. The committee can also receive comment by email. Emails can be sent to the Coney Public Comment at nystec.com or by mail. Comments can be sent to the Coney Advisory Committee, care of NYSTEC at 540 Broadway, 3rd floor, Albany, New York, 12207. All comments, whether they're spoken, emailed, or written, will be documented, and everything will be given equal review and weight by the committee members. While there is no deadline for submitting comments, please note that this committee must complete its work by September 30th, 2025. Those wishing to submit comments are advised to do so ASAP. If you've already submitted a comment in writing via email or mail, please do not sign up to speak if you simply plan to read your comment verbatim. Finally, all attendees must remain respectful and courteous. Disruptions will not be tolerated. Anyone using offensive, threatening, or obscene language or behavior may be asked to leave at the discretion of any committee member. And when you're done speaking today, we ask that you leave so we can give time to more folks who are signed up to speak. We will now start the public testimony.
Thank you, everybody. If we can get numbers 1 through 5 at the microphone, please. Speaker 1 or 4? Oh. Please remember when you're at the microphone to state your name and your zip code, please. We're just waiting for the timer. Okay. Take your number. Planning on giving you. Okay. We're all set. They're gonna time you. Ready? Andrea, you okay with the timer? I'll keep the time over here for now. Yeah. Okay. You want to go for it? All right. Go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Councilman, members of the panel. My name is Marion Kennedy. I have been a resident of Coney Island for 80 years. I have served my community for a number of 80 years. I ask in all due respect that we examine this program and so forth with building of this casino in Coney Island. It will. I am a member of PPE, People for Political Economic Development, which asks the council and members of the panel to start training programs for the young people out here and set up housing programs for senior citizens. We beg you to let this thing come true so we have a future of grown people come to the reality of life. We need this in Coney Island. A lot of people who do not live in Coney Island share the same perception. Everybody will benefit. Please let this thing come true. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Roman 11235. I'm not going to waste your time citing the traffic studies that show our streets will be gridlocked or pointing to the so-called thousands of jobs that are in reality just a few hundred. I'm not here to run through the list of what we already know, rents that will skyrocket, small businesses forced out, families displaced from the only neighborhood they've ever called home. What I want to say is this. Once you allow something like this to happen, the process of it being undone is much more difficult. A casino doesn't come and go. It takes roots. It reshapes the landscape. It changes the character of this neighborhood forever. And once that change happens, the Coney Island that we love, the Coney Island built on family, on leisure, on joy, becomes something else entirely and something that we will never get back. The developers tell you this plan is revitalization, and on paper it looks polished, but in reality, what's being offered is crumbs, a drop in the bucket of what this community truly deserves. What we're really being asked is to accept a future where our streets are privatized, our residents are displaced, and everything that makes Coney Island ours is traded for the profit of a developer. Justin, I want to thank you for the good you've done for this community. I know this isn't goodbye, but I also know one thing people will never forget is how you cast your vote on this proposal. That decision will stay with you forever. And that's true for everyone sitting on this council today. You have a voice where we don't. You have a vote where we can only plead, and that vote will forever change the future of this neighborhood. So I ask you, will you stand with us, your constituents, your neighbors, your voters, the families who built this neighborhood, and the generations who will come after us? Or will you stand with those who see Coney Island not as a community, but as a way to make money off of our vulnerabilities? Reject this proposal, because Coney Island doesn't need a casino. It needs its community, and that's something worth fighting for.
Good morning. My name is Anne Michelle Valdez. I'm a third generation here in Coney Island. My family moved here in Coney Island before Coney Island even looked the way that it does now. There's much more development going up now, so there's no way you can tell me that by bringing this is going to improve our lives here in Coney Island. We have to deal with constant traffic. People, sometimes ambulances can't get to a person. People are dying. You want to talk about crime? It's not the crime that goes on here. Because actually, Coney Island looks out for its own. All right, we usually look out for one another. The crime that will come will be the people that come here, the strangers who are going to look upon and prey upon our children, our young ladies, the community of families. This is how Coney Island originated, and this is how Coney Island should stay. As was said by my previous speaker, this is something that you, as our elected officials, and everyone who is hearing what we're saying, needs to hear very well. All right? This is a community of love. Everything they're offering, 95% of it is not true. Okay? Yes, we need jobs, but we're not going under. Coney Island knows how to take care of itself. All we need to do is learn how to be united, put things together. And as you were saying, those over there, about Kingsborough getting involved in everything. I'm a graduate of Kingsborough Community College. And let me tell you, I am also deep into grassroots. All right, I've been involved in grassroots over 30 years. You want to know how those programs came about in Kingsborough? It originated with grassroots. All right, so don't sit here and sell people some kind of bill of goods like you're doing so good. All right, because at the end of the day, you go home to your comfortable place. We stay here. This is our house. Leave it alone.
Good morning, everyone. My name is N. Soa Stewart. I'm a longtime Coney Island resident. I am the owner of Universal Progressive Construction Corp. I am an MWB city and state certified. I sat down with the Coney. I sat down with them. I tried to make some deal. I worked for ACOM before. My name is on the list, and I am a NYCHA resident. So they did this whole presentation about how they're looking for contractors, subcontractors. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Now, let's get into PS 90, which is one block away. We have a pre-K to 5th grade. They just said this whole plan about West 12th Street. Where's the plan for PS 90? Where's the plan to ensure our children will not be pushed into prostitution. As a regular woman, every day you get approached by men. All types of stuff happens. Now, when you put this casino here, what the heck do you think is going to happen? We got teenagers walking from Lincoln High School and from 303, and I'm feeling like this is getting a little bit weird to me. I'm feeling weird energy, and I feel like my children are being put on the line. Stop playing with us, stop playing with our children, and stop playing with me as an MWBE state and city certified contractor. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Pat O'Brien, a resident of the neighborhood of Coney Island. I live in both walking and parking distance from the Coney, zip code 11224. I'm firmly against the Coney casino interfering in our neighborhood unless you extraordinary rich entities who want to become our neighbors would agree to an enforceable community trust fund agreement that would include in writing a portion of the funds that the community trust would be spent on these 6 points. The first one is fund public schools on the Coney Island Peninsula at the same rate as the closest charter school. This means looking at their 990s and giving every school on the peninsula that amount of money every year while you operate in this neighborhood. Second is provide membership for anyone who lives on the peninsula who wants to join the Coney Island YMCA. And during COVID, the YMCA closed down, and it was through the graciousness of some of our elected officials that it still exists today. If we can fund people to come here, this place will never close down again. Third, provide tenant associations on the peninsula funding that you and the tenant associations agree with that will enhance the living in those communities. Four, fund local libraries on the peninsula so they can have additional hours and technologies that will be state of the art. And five, fund business improvement district along Mermaid and Surf Avenue so that none of the local merchants have to use their hard-earned income to improve the streets that they operate on. This will be a wonderfully, relatively inexpensive gesture the Coney can make to enhance the merchants of Mermaid and Surf by not having them to have to share in the cost of the bid. And I just want to say, it is said that 3 licenses are available, but most of us believe Yonkers and Aqueduct will get 2 of them. So there's really only 1 license available. I do believe that you powerful entities behind the Coney have a great chance of getting that 1 license if you convince the New York State licensing authorities that you are truly behind our community by forcefully advocating for an enforceable community trust agreement, at least for some of the funds. That will go a long way in preventing this neighborhood from becoming the next Atlantic City. Thank you.
Can we get numbers 6 through 10 to the microphone, please? 6 through 10 to the microphone.
My name is Martin Allen. I represent People for Political and Economic Empowerment. I'm also an MBE and a non-for-profit. And my job was to help the homeless and the hard to employ. I've been in Coney Island all my life, except for the last 10 years. About 65 years I lived in Coney Island. And we went through hard times in Coney Island, and kids are still going through hard times. I went to jail from Coney Island, but when I came out, Thor Equity gave me a job, a contract really, down at City Point. We one of the largest projects downtown Brooklyn. A lot of people from the neighborhood ate and moved on. They're contractors, a lot of guys that I hired are subcontractors, they're project managers, you understand? Some of them started their own business. The people in Coney Island, especially the youth, they need an opportunity to let somebody give them a chance so that they can build something for themselves. Thank
How you doing today? Thank you, Chairman and Prestigious Board. I'm here
to the local residents. That's how this project will lift everyone up. With 17% of unemployment, the development will be a lifeline that will become the largest employer in South Brooklyn, offering real career paths and economic opportunities and benefits go beyond employment. This project includes infrastructure improvement, modernizing roads, transits, and public spaces, residents and visitors alike. Let's move forward with this project that empowers and strengthens community and build better future for Coney Island and residents to come. Thank you for your time.
They say you save the best for last, but this is not last. You saved the first. I'm Barbara McFadden. I happen to be the resident leader of Sheepshead Bay Nostrand, and I'm all over Brooklyn, even in Facebook known as the Oprah of Brooklyn, the former citywide vice chair for NYCHA, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, the whole 5 boroughs. Coney Island has always been my home because I came to Coney Island in the 70s. Yeah, I was born in 73, so you know my age. And one of the things that my mom and dad used to always do in Brownsville, coming off of Hopkinson Street, which is now known as Thomas Borland by the 73rd Precinct, my dad religiously used to always take us to Coney Island. And one thing I always complained about, I said, Dad, we go to Coney Island, there was never a casino, but we always had to go to Atlantic City. I love Atlantic City, but Coney Island is Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is my home. Why we can't have a casino here? And one thing I want to say to everyone, we have to learn to agree to disagree because teamwork makes the dream work. I'd rather deal with my people wanting to come to Coney Island instead of what we have now where people can't make a living in the winter. We need a full year of economy where the children can benefit full-time or part-time from jobs. So they say it's only $200 million to fix the entire Broadwalk. Wouldn't you rather have some of it fixed at least? If we vote down to Coney, is Luna Park going to fix the Broadwalk? Is the Mermaid Parade going to donate all its proceeds to fixing the Broadwalk? So until then, I yield. I say yes to the casino. Barbara McFadden.
Good morning. My name is Manuel Marte, and I'm proud to be a member of Hotel, Gaming, and Trade Concert Center. Who I live right here in Brooklyn, and I know by firsthand how much this community needs good job. The Coney Island Casino will bring thousands of jobs with fair wage, a strong benefit, and the protection that working families need. This opportunity won't just transform the life of the people working there, but the entire community. Approving this project will make Coney Island a place where more people can afford to live, work, and raise their family. Thank you.
I'll give it to you after. Good morning, everyone. My name's Jose Moncayo, and I'm here as a union representative with the New York City Carpenters. I'm also one of the Brooklyn reps, along with my partner, Sean Campbell, and we're here to strongly support the casino in Brooklyn. This project is a turning point. It will shift Coney Island from a seasonal attraction to a year-round destination, bringing steady foot traffic that support local businesses and revitalize the area. We're talking about 4,000 union construction jobs and over 4,500 permanent jobs. Real opportunities for working families. Even more importantly, 50% of those permanent jobs will go to Brooklyn residences. 25% will be filled by Coney Island residents. That's a direct investment in our community. With 17% unemployment in the area, this project offers hope. It will become the largest employer in South Brooklyn, providing long-term stability and growth. And beyond jobs, we'll see infrastructure upgrades, better roads, improved transit, and public spaces that benefit everyone. This isn't just a casino, it's a commitment to our workers, our families, our future. Let's support this project and build a stronger Coney Island together. It just makes sense. Thank you.
Can I get numbers 11? Everybody listen, 11 through 15 at the microphone, please. Numbers 11 through 15.
Testing. My name is Vernon B. And I've lived out here in Coney Island for 41 years. And I think the casino would be nice for me, per se, because it'll be more jobs, you know, and good for the residents around the Coney Island. You know, and I'm just here for the casino, man. I hope it come, you know. I think it'll be real good. And thank you for everybody that's going along with the casino. And that's all I have for right now. Thank you.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Very good, thank you. I'm Jack G from Gravesend. I played at Coney Island for 35, 40 years. I used to be a drug addict. I'm drug-free 35 years. All right, through Coney Island, I got clean. Now we got a detox in Coney Island rehab. I'm working on 23rd Street. We help people out here. The casino will be good for jobs. In the wintertime, it's a ghost town. If you stay by the ride and you hear the wind blow from the sea, you hear an echo from the wonder wheel or the dead souls that died from drugs out here. So I think you hear a whistle like woo, blowing from the sea. So I think, because in the winter times like ghost town, that a casino will be open night and day, 24 hours a day, would be fantastic. It'll be alive. New York never sleeps. Coney Island never sleeps. Because people will be running out here in the nighttime. When you pass the rides, it's a bucket of blood. You got that casino, it'll be more excitement, more security, more NYPD we got going on. It might be right across the street. And I think it'll be fantastic for the community to be more alive. Coney Island was dying at one time. It came back up with all the projects going on now. Buildings built all over the place. They got a veterans building for the veterans. They got home shelters for the homeless people, the battered women. Why not a casino? My name is Jack, and I'm an addict.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. My name's Jennifer Thorpe Moscon. I'm in 11214. I'm not going to spend time repeating what's been said. I think we all know what the casino's proposal includes. It admits, of course, that vehicular traffic would increase by thousands of cars, which would cost lives on our peninsula when ambulances can't get to them. Their proposal that says it would bring good jobs, but barely over 100 would come to this neighborhood. The evidence that when casinos are in or adjacent to residential neighborhoods, poverty follows. And to put the casino near a school, I couldn't have said it better than my colleague back there. Unbelievable. Whoever heard of such a thing? What I'll also add, though, is that Coney Island is the city's largest naturally occurring retirement community with a high poverty rate. People that the casino would prey on and make even poorer and endure more suffering than before. This is not what this community needs. The soul of Coney Island is at stake. The people who live here, and all those who will soon, and all those new condos going up, deserve more transportation, supermarkets, family-friendly entertainment, not gambling, and not a casino. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Can y'all hear me? Okay, my name is Garrett L. My zip code is 11235. You know, I'm not too far from here. You know, I've been a professional tractor trailer operator for about 30 years. And I believe that every state, except for the Virginia and a couple other states around there, don't have casino. I've been to Gary, Indiana, where the Jackson Five are in their casino when you first enter. You know, I've seen casinos in Idaho that I go to personally, and I enjoyed myself. Queens, Yonkers, wherever there was a casino as a tractor trailer operator, it was fun. You know, I mean, it took away the boredom of driving when you have a place to go to. Now, I'm from Brooklyn. I know Brownsville, Bedford-Stuyvesant. I lived on Fort Hamilton when I was in the military. You know, there wasn't a casino, but the area was bombed out back then, you know? But with the new development going on, it improves the standards. And then the casino, that would be bringing in more jobs. It would do a lot better for the community. Because I remember Mermaid when it was crazy, you know, but today it's a lot smoother. The road is smoother. Surf Avenue, yo, build a walkway from the train station to the casino and let me put my in there with that concrete. Let me just put my foot down, you know, because I think that's you know, it's a good experience to have that. Because in the wintertime, there's nothing to do. And I'm a senior citizen today, living in the JSA building in Brighton Beach. I mean, it's so boring in the wintertime. There's nothing to do. Sit in my apartment all day long, looking at the ocean on the boardwalk where I live at. What else is there to do? You know? Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting older, but I'm. Thank you, sir. That's time. Thank you. Thank you. Can I get another minute?
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm gonna make this short and simple. I want to agree with what this lady was saying earlier about the casinos. I'm from the Bronx, and sometimes you can't get to Atlantic City and Empire. Coney Island's close, and it's not just for gambling; it's entertainment, and we need more jobs, like she was saying as well. And I also want to say, stop the phony and build a casino, build a Coney. Amen.
Can I get speakers 16 through 20 to the microphone, please? 16 through 20.
Hi, my name is Eric Thorpe Moscon. I live in Gravesend, about a 20-minute walk from Coney Island. During the summers, I spend almost all of my time there. And I just want to say, like, it's sad that I have to keep coming back here to meetings like this and keep repeating myself and repeating what other people said, like a broken record over and over again. So I'm just going to say this. All these promises that they're talking about jobs and giving back to the community and everything, the second that it becomes more profitable for them to break those promises, they're going to break those promises one by one by one by one. So I'm just telling you right now, they could make all these promises, but I don't trust that that's what's going to happen. If you look at the research, and I'm telling you, please just look at the research. Everywhere a casino pops up, the surrounding neighborhoods, they just fall to ruin. So I'm sorry I have to keep coming here and saying it, but I'm tired of saying it. I don't want to have to be here again. I got better things I need to be doing right now. Thank you.
Hello, I'm here to say yes to Coney. I came down here on my ride back down to Coney Island today. I kept, Coney Island, I was like, being in Brooklyn, all my life I had to fight. That's what we had to do out here in Brooklyn. And we're still fighting. We're still fighting to be a community. We're still fighting to have our families. We're still fighting to support each and every one of us out here. I was in the back talking to Muhammad, and he said, what would stop me from saying, let's build a casino? And I said, there's no limits because we have to work together. What you bring, we build on. And we're going to have to continue to build. We have to stop with the mindset that says, oh, you're coming to take over. No, this is ours. And we're going to keep it. And we're going to bring the entertainment. And we're going to keep our families together. And we're going to stand together. We're not saying no. We're saying yes. Because we doing it. We doing it. Yes. So I'm here to say yes. And we're going to keep you on your toes. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Keith Suba. I'm a long-term community resident. I was born in Coney Island Hospital, so that means I'm from the 11224, right? I'm 1966, so that should tell you my age. But I like to say yes to the casino for the simple fact is because as a child, I watched my father build Coney Island. And from that, it inspired me to get into construction. So that's all I know. The first thing I knew was the streets. And that the streets took a lot from me. So now I have an opportunity for a second chance to continue to build. So let's speak about the Coney and the individuals behind it, holding a sign. This was 2000 and maybe 11. Joe Sitz was the only person that gave me somewhere to train these youth in Coney Island for free. For free. We built this. There's no lies. So when my back is turned to you, and I'm speaking to the people that have the power to make this happen. Right? So let's not be disrespectful because I can be, but I'm gonna be cordial and give people their respect. I'm gonna demand the same thing. So now back to the regular program. We need the people that have the power to make the Coney happen for us. Jobs. We need jobs for the youth. Our community is coming together. So we have a major investment. Nobody else is offering $200 million plus all the jobs, right? So at least give it a chance, right? When George Jefferson came, George Jefferson came and he met Fred Flintstone, and Fred used to start his car with his feet, and George was flying and using telephones, and Fred never thought it would make sense. But look at us now. Technology rules. This is a new time. This is a new age. This is a new age, and we say yes, 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 yes to the casino. And I'd like to say one more thing. I'd like to say one more thing. I'd like to say one more thing. Hold on, whoa. Right?
Keith, that's time.
I'd like to say one more thing, right?
That's time, Keith.
I would like, excuse me? Huh?
It's time.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
One more thing. The people that are here, I'd like to see you come out and support when young men are murdered in Coney Island. If you're a part of Coney Island, come out for that. Come out for that. Support that. Good, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Pedro Cotto.
Hang on, sir. Hang on. Folks, guys, please be quiet so everyone can have their space.
Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I lived in Coney Island since I was 4 years old. We had a movie theater, we had a bowling alley, we had swimming pools. Coney Island was a place to be. As things go and move forward, a lot of things have changed. A lot of technology came, and like he said, the Flintstones moved on. We got to rebuild our community. We need jobs for the youth, for they can have a career, for they can have something to do. We need youth centers. When I was young, I used to go to the center. I didn't have to pay. We have 3, 4 centers out here. All we got is the YMCA. We need computer classes out here. We need stuff for the youth. Get them off the corners. Coney Island need a lot of help. We need jobs. Everybody out here can say yes and no, but we don't have the power. We try to convince you to vote, to rebuild, to restructure our community. A lot of people here went through a lot of stuff in life. They've been tricked, they've been manipulated. Other contractors and Congress people came and said things, and they didn't keep their word. They forgot about us. Trump's father manipulated everybody in the back and built Trump Village. Blacks and people moved, black people and Hispanic people just started moving there. Don't forget about the people. You have the power to say yes. They can say yes and no all they want. You have the power. Help us rebuild our community. Give people jobs. Give them a future. Give them a career. Help us help ourselves. With that being said, thank you. And I do say yes. And I'm a contractor.
Good afternoon. My name is Paula Jenkins. I'm the TA president of Marble Houses, area code 11223. And I am for the Coney. I believe that they will do what they said they're going to do. We do need jobs. We have our children on the streets selling drugs. We don't want that. They're going to jail. This way they could build something. They could raise their families when they get families. We don't need them sitting idle and the drug addicts. We don't need them turning to drug addicts, taking up and contaminating the streets.
Thank you.
The Coney Island project promised jobs. I hope they follow through with the jobs because I'm backing y'all. I want y'all to be with us. We are with y'all as long as you're with us. And we need that. And for the casino, year round, we need year round, something to do year round. When Coney Island closes, nothing's left. It's gonna be a ghost town. And I like to do things, so I would like the Coney Island Casino to be in place. Now, I could repeat again, if they don't do what they said they're gonna do, we could always shut that down. We have that choice. Same way we build it up, give them a chance. Everybody deserves a chance. And I thank y'all. Yes, 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 build it, let's go.
Hi there, we're going to take numbers 21 through 25 to the microphone, please. 21 through 25 to the microphone. Just give us a minute for the timer to come up and we'll get started again. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can go, yeah. It's okay, I had that. Is that Renee at the microphone?
Yes.
Renee, do you want to start? I'll run time over here while they get that set up.
Okay,
Sounds great.
my name is Renee. I'm a Marlboro Association. I work for Marlboro Association. I've been into National Guard for 4 years. So I've seen and see how Coney Island, I was born in Coney Island. So therefore, Coney Island went down a lot. So we do need to rebuild it. We do need a casino because without the casino, it's not going to be nothing. Instead of calling it grazing, it's dead end. It's nothing there. It's nothing there at all. I left to go overseas to serve my country and come back to something it looked like nothing. So why not build it? You can build, they got these smoke shops out here feeding our kids this drugs. You got every liquor store on a Port Man area. Nobody's not saying nothing about none of that. So why we can't have this casino? Let's get the casino. I say yes for the casino. Please build the casino for us. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? My name is Eltania N. So I want to say, I believe this would be a good opportunity to bring jobs and to keep people off the streets. I don't have anything against it. I don't care if they don't want them to build it. I think they should build it because when the Coney Island be dead, people have to go somewhere at night. They don't have nowhere to go. And then that could stop and prevent the killing from going on. So I think that would be a good opportunity. It would bring jobs. And also, you say security. So I'm in the security field, so it would help and it would bring something to the community. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, Mr. Brennan. How are you? My name is Angel Alvarado. I'm from Coney Island. I've been here for quite a while. And I would like to say something that I said in the last meeting. 95% of the people who are against this go to the casinos. They can't wait to get out of here and go to the casino. But they got to travel to it. They got to take a car, they got to take a train or the bus. Why not have one right here where they just come right out of their house, walk right there, and it's there? They concerned about safety. That's the last thing that you should think about, safety. We have the best PD here in all of Coney Island, okay? And they protect us. I've never had a problem. I've been coming to this city, to Coney Island, since 1957. I'm 73 years old. 1957, I came here, right underneath the freak show house, took pictures there when we were kids, and still come here. Now I moved here. I live in Seagate. And I think that the biggest opportunity for people who live here, who don't want the casino in their backyard, because it's too close and it's going to be this and that. That's nonsense. We're going to build the casino and we're going to have it, and that's it. Bottom line, we are going to have the casino. Say yes. Yes.
Hello, my name is Michael. I live at 11235, but I grew up in 11224. And it seems to me that this project is about 30 years too late. When Thor was buying up properties, when I was a kid in the late 70s and early 80s, when Coney Island was empty lot after empty lot, where the fire trucks would go multiple times a day to put out fires, that was the time to build something. Now that the area is finally coming back after, yes, a few years, now you want to take those businesses, take those stores that are finally here on the corners of Stillwell and raise them and ruin their businesses. Now you want to build this project. I also find it interesting about the transportation that for fighting for express service for years and fighting for more parking for years, that it's going to take a casino to get us an express train into this area is ridiculous. Also, you're dealing with the city at that point, so I don't think you can promise an express subway train coming through here just like that. So that's a lot to think about as well. And no child growing up ever said to their parents before they went to bed, I wish I can work in the casino as a dealer or cleaning the bathroom. Said no child ever. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. My name is Mitch. I've been a resident of Coney Island for the past 60 years of my 61 years of life. I also had the privilege of serving the Coney Island's residents of Coney Island for 25 years as a proud NYPD school safety agent. Worked at all the schools in Coney Island, 329, 188, PS 90, 303, Mark Twain, Lincoln, Dewey. The list goes on. There are several reasons why I'm opposed to a casino in Coney Island. First, of course, the traffic. There's no way you're going to have a casino with buses, trucks, and cars, because we know the whales don't take the city transit. There's also 2 ways in, 2 ways out of Coney Island. Cropsey Avenue and Ocean Parkway. So good luck with that. The overcrowded areas between the Brooklyn Cyclones. Picture this, Friday night, summer night, Friday night fireworks, Cyclone game, casino, with Hot Nathan's, the beach, and the casino with all that traffic, good luck. You know, the usual, prostitution, drugs, loan sharking, it's all gonna be back. We've fought for years. Sandy didn't destroy us. The crack epidemic didn't destroy us. We're not going to let a casino destroy us. Most of the Coney Island people are on a fixed income. They're going to take whatever's left over and bet on black or red and lose their savings. But you're greedy. All of you who want the casino are greedy. You're not going to have it on my back. Thank you for your time and best of luck in Coney Island.
Can I get numbers 26 through 30 to the microphone, please? Numbers 26 through 30 to the microphone. Please keep your applause to a minimum. Thank you.
Number 26. Hello, my name is Samantha Nera. My zip code is 11224. I'm a polar bear here in Coney Island, and I live on 20th Street with my husband. I'm begging you not to approve this casino due to the traffic it will cause. You see, my husband has brain cancer, and over the last year, I've had to call an ambulance for his 3 grand mal seizures 3 times. One of those times, the traffic was so bad the EMTs could not reach us due to a baseball game. The fire department was sent, and all they could do was sit with me until the EMTs got there. I fear that this casino will cause people like my husband to die, And it will cause elderly people as well and injured people not to get the life-saving care they need in a timely manner. 20th Street, the street I live on, is one of the busiest streets in this neighborhood due to it being one of the main routes to get to Cropsey Avenue to get to the highway. The traffic this casino will cause puts people's lives at risk, puts the elderly lives at risk, it puts disabled people's lives at risk, and we deserve reliable access to life-saving care. Their lives are worth more than your casino, more than your greed, and I am sure many others in this community would agree with me. So again, I'm begging you not to do this because this traffic would literally kill people like my husband and would deny them the care they need. That's all I have to say.
Hello. My name is Jean Petrick Ruban. I live in 11224. And, you know, in theory, a casino really is, you know, good for the economic growth and stuff, but you have to look at what's going on in our country currently. Tourism is down. We are in economic decline. You know, people aren't coming here to spend their money. And even if they do, you know, want to come to the United States for whatever reason, once Trump's militarized police are running around New York City making trouble for everybody, nobody's going to want to be here to spend their money and their free time. And if you don't think that's coming, you're in denial. So I'm firmly against the casino because the only thing I believe it would bring are construction jobs. I'd like to point out the Atlantic Yard scandal when in 2003 they said they were going to, you know, build the stadium, but also all this affordable housing and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then they didn't for their deadline. And not only that, they were threatened with fines, but never fined. The New York State and Kathy Hochul just wavered the fines again and again. So they moved in, they built the big, you know, thing for all the performances, but no affordable housing. You cannot believe the billionaire class when they make promises, because you have billions, you're allowed to break the law and you're allowed to break your promises. And that's the country we live in right now. And if you don't believe that, you're in denial. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Storm, and I come to you as both a local artist and a forever Coney Island kid at heart. My zip code is 11236, but I used to live here in Coney, 11224. I've called Coney Island my home for nearly 20 years before having to move away to a nearby neighborhood. I've seen the great and not so great moments of this neighborhood, crime, violence, and other such things. Let me be clear. Yes, there are many things that need to be fixed, but a casino will not help with that. We've already discussed many times how consequential the after effects of this casino will do to this neighborhood and the youth that live here. It doesn't make sense to let a corrupt billionaire and his just as corrupt lobbyist friends like Robert Corky and Scott Cantor ruin our home, our playground. Help fund family-owned businesses and nonprofit businesses like Dino's Wonder Park, Luna Park, Williams Candy, Coney Island, USA, and many other treasures in this home instead of tearing them down and using them as a financial scapegoat. I hate to see this beautiful and unique place turn into a land of despair. I hate for this place to turn into something that will make the issues that are happening in Coney Island turn worse. I hate for this place to turn into a nightmare and a money-grabbing piece of BS. Say no to the casino.
Can I get numbers 31 through 35 up to the microphone, please? 31 through 35 to the microphone. Number 31, you can go ahead. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for your time. I am a fourth generation resident, born and raised in this area. My grandmother was in the first graduating class of PS 188. My mother and her twin sister were born around the corner in the house on Mermaid Avenue. Was raised in Coney Island houses across the street, and as a teenager worked in Astroland and other parts of Coney Island. And currently in West Brighton, right down the street. I can walk here, and I do. I am against the casino. This, thank you. Coney Island is an area for residents. Coney Island, the amusement park, is the people's playground. That means all the people. When you see people coming down here, it's families with children. Casinos are not for children. We want something that's year-round for this community, absolutely. But who is coming year-round for a casino? More adults. There's not for families. The other thing I observe in this area, which is a residential community, is more and more high-rises being built. It is overcrowded now. There's too much traffic now. And guess who's moving into these buildings is more and more families who don't want to live and should not be living across the street from a casino. That's not the community that we're trying to build here in Coney Island. I say yes to a stronger Coney Island, but no to a casino, because the casino is not going to build a stronger community here in Coney Island. So please vote no. Thank you very much for your time.
Good afternoon. My name is Dina Rabiner. I'm Senior Vice President at the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce, the borough's leading business association serving over 1,500 members, we offer our support for the Coney development. New York created a major economic opportunity when voters approved the expansion of gaming in 2013 via an amendment to our state constitution. The Coney project represents one of the most significant private investments in Brooklyn in decades, bringing thousands of good-paying, permanent, year-round jobs to a community that has long faced seasonal employment challenges. Beyond direct jobs, this project will generate opportunities for local small businesses, from restaurants to contractors to cultural organizations, by driving steady foot traffic to Coney Island year-round. Post-COVID, Brooklyn has led New York City's recovery. A Coney Island casino and entertainment district is a logical next step to keep our borough competitive, ensuring that Brooklyn remains at the forefront of tourism, hospitality, and entertainment. Coney Island is already a destination with its amusement parks, beaches, concerts, and sporting events. This project builds on that foundation, strengthening Coney's position as a world-class attraction. One of the most transformational aspects of this project is the creation of a $200 million community trust fund funded entirely by the Coney. What makes this fund different is who controls it, a local board of directors made up of elected officials, NYCHA tenant leaders, and community leaders from Coney Island. This means decisions will be made by the community and for the community, whether it's safety initiatives, education support, infrastructure upgrades, resiliency measures, or economic development programs. The money stays right here in Coney Island. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to transform Coney Island from a seasonal destination into a year-round economic anchor for Brooklyn. Thank you.
ATC, ATC. Okay, good morning. My name is Concepcion Garibaldi, and I proud to be a member of Hotel Game Trade Center Council. I'm member from 1989, and I can say something very important. Our union is a very strong union. In fight for all the members. We sure that we want to work. When we want to work, we sure a job, good benefit for everybody, all the family. And I'm proud to be Brooklyn. You know why? Because in Brooklyn we got everything, but we don't have no job. We need job. This casino gonna bring job. And we need job, very important. And something that I want to say something. In this community, that can bring a lot of benefit for everybody, especially with the union, because you can get a good salary and a good benefit for all family. Believe me, we here to make the union work with that casino that gonna open. Say yes for that casino. We need it. Say yes for this casino. Okay? Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Gil Seigler. I'm Vice Chair of the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. I'm here to support the casino development, realizing that development will bring great economic opportunity and development to Southern Brooklyn. If we look at downtown Brooklyn, what the Barclays Center had done, what Metro Center has done before that, we need that down here in Southern Brooklyn. We need to develop the area. We need constant aside from the jobs and the investment, we need year-round traffic to help support our local businesses. We have tremendous vacancies throughout Southern Brooklyn. This will invigorate, bring us hotel space, convention space, entertainment space, and help increase public safety and public transportation. So on behalf of the local businesses that make up the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce, over 1,400 members who voted in support of the casino, we are here to support and express our support for the casino. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, my name is Julia Danley. I've held a lot of titles in this community, but one that I still hold right now is I am a community resident. I've been in Coney Island over 60 years. Whether we build it up, secure it up, clean it up, there's gonna be a job for everybody who needs a job, okay, regardless of what. There's a lot of other projects that came here that offered us nothing. We weren't asked. I don't see how we're gonna let $200 million that's gonna come to the community go. We need it. Federal government is not funding NYCHA. Our streets are not being taken care of. Our boardwalk is a disaster. Let's talk about Luna Park and let's talk about all of those rides. They don't even give us a residential rate. You rape us every day when we take our kids to the rides. We get no discounts. So you don't offer us anything at all. Oh, I want to say, I'm very disappointed. You know, Alex, I love you, Alec Procrasti. But everybody on that board, CAC, should be neutral. We know that there's already 2 people on there that's a straight up no. That should have been checked from the beginning. Everybody on that board should be neutral. That way you listen to both sides and you weigh it out and you make a conscious decision, because the same way you elected officials are down with the no, I'm also your constituent as well. And you got to look at me the same way you look at them. I count just as much as they do. I'm a senior. I'm disabled, as you could see. But I think it's a good thing. A leader like me is going to make sure that these jobs stay available for who the Coney said they were. Who they said they were. We're here. Why not us first? It's going to be that way if you want it. If you want it. Because you could offer certain neighborhoods millions and they still don't come out. Just like Keith said, my nephew was murdered. Look at the influx of people who came out. This is more important than a kid being murdered. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's stop it.
Thank you. Can I get numbers? Can I get numbers 36 through 40, please? Excuse me, can I get numbers 36 through 40 to the microphone? Thank you.
Ready for this?
Yes, please.
Hello, everybody. So as you guys know, I'm Anthony Batista, so I'm just trying to make it short and sweet. Look, my stance has always been the same, right? You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? All right. My stance has always been in between, right? Because at the end of the day, I share the same kind of argument, the traffic and the public safety. Now, I don't want to beat the dead horse, but look, when it comes to it, I'm reaching out to the city. The city, what you need to do is create something that's going to get the people from the West End safely to a hospital. That's it. That's not the casino's fight. That's not the casino's problem. That's the city. There's four-wheelers that have ambulance attached to them that you guys can create that'll assist in the traffic in getting people to safety when something happens. 4th of July, it gets crazy, right? I don't care about the traffic. Everybody here is well under 100 years old. That means that when you moved to Coney Island and was born here and decided to come back, you knew that you moved into an amusement district. I live right across the street from the baseball field. I hear the music, I hear everything. You moved into an amusement district. It is what it is. Marissa said what she said, they're not going over to her buildings. Then you guys need to go over to her buildings. They are listening, but you can't keep screaming. I don't want to talk to somebody that's being ignorant and belligerent. I'm not. You want to speak to people with some respect, then they'll sit down and talk to you. Now, at the end of the day, if it's true, then sit down with them nicely. They'll come. They've listened. The trust, like I always say, I'm the one that sat there and told them, you need to do something that secures people, because this benefit agreement is non-binding. So they created the trust. They went to Liberation. I brought them to Liberation to get the kids into the trade school. You need to speak to them. They listen. They are helpful. Don't be mad at them. And you said that they're racist. I'm just going to say this, and this is not a shot to you. We cool. But that's not true. The Chickasaw, whatever it is, bro, they natives. They natives. They hire 70% Indians.
Thank you.
That's it. Have a good day.
My name is Al Wilson. Al Bamonte. I guess my father traded me off to the Italians when I was born. I am from the casino that you all tried to put in. Mashantucket, Foxwoods. Over 25 years, my father, retired federal police officer, I gave him the job. Let me do a polling, a quick polling, if everyone can hear. How many are from a community where Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun is at? I'll raise my hand, I'm from there. How many of you that are sitting in here know that Coney Island is no longer the top amusement place of the country? How many of you in here that are looking to give somebody a job and don't even have a manufacturing business? So let's talk. You name any of the kids. My job for Mashantucket, when they contracted me, I'm part of the family, I had to train every summer every kid that's in power now. We have over 200,000 jobs that came in. I was them. I'm a Christian. I don't want a casino in my neighborhood until my father, who's a Christian man, took the job as an officer. When I only knew my father to work all his life, that's all I do. I have a lot of titles. Coming from New York, I believe I was the World Trade Center Memorial Event Chairman after 9/11, elected from Giuliani's office. I love one woman that everyone in this person. You need a casino.
Sir, thank you for your time.
Because the money that is going to come in, I don't need you to shut me off. The money that is going to come into this community is right now needed.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. To my esteemed colleagues on the CAC. My name is Jeff Sanroff. I'm chairperson of CB13. The community board represents hundreds of thousands of residents from Seagate, Coney Island, Brighton Beach, Gravesend, and parts of Bath Beach. The Community Board 13, as a city agency, can provide information about an issue that came before them, in this case, the ULURP for the demapping of the streets for the Coney Casino. On January 15th, 2025, Community Board 13's Land Use Committee voted to oppose the demapping of the streets. The vote was 7 opposed, 1 abstention, only 2 in favor. Therefore, the motion was denied. At the January 21st, 2025 General Board meeting, the full Community Board 13 voted on the same issue. Again, the vote was to oppose the demapping. 24 opposed, 2 abstentions, 3 votes relinquished. Only 11 of the 50 board members voted in favor. Therefore, the motion was denied. In conclusion, to the CAC members, the overwhelming majority of CB 13 board members voted to deny the ULURP action to demap the streets for the Coney. Please respect the vote of the Community Board 13. We worked very hard, and we had public hearings too. Ours went similar to yours. We had to keep the crowd quiet a little bit. And when I had the public hearing, I said you can wave your flags, but no talking now. Thank you very much.
Ida Sanoff, your environmental impact statement did not adequately represent the conditions in this community. The problem with this project is its location, and its location on a peninsula with limited access. The electrical infrastructure here is inadequate. We have had numerous blackouts in Coney Island over the last few summers. And I live in Brighton, and I know there's been a blackout because my lights start to flicker. So I call my friends in Coney, and yeah, there's a blackout again. Your environmental impact statement regarding the Coney Island water treatment plant to sewage treatment plant was also not true. While the electrical system has been upgraded, the capacity of the system, the pumps, have not been upgraded since the 1960s. Currently, the capacity is at over 90%, and you're bringing in the equivalent of a small city every day, 30,000 people. No one here is going to be able to flush their damn toilet because the sewage treatment plant is overwhelmed. We're going to have, and if the plant is overwhelmed on dry weather, we're going to have more flooding every time it rains. And finally, you want to talk about jobs? My brother had a job. He worked for the post office. He had an affordable apartment, and he became a gambler, and he ended up homeless. He was panhandling on Ocean Parkway by Coney Island Hospital for pennies. And even though I bailed him out thousands of dollars to try to save his apartment and save him from being homeless, he still ended up being homeless. He couldn't break the pull of that gambling. So that's what you want your children. That's the future you're giving to your children. Okay? That's what you're bringing. Thank you.
To the panel, my name is Ronald Stewart. I was born and raised in Coney Island. I'm still here. My mother and a group of diligent women fought to get the public housing that many of you live in right today in Coney Island. I picked up that struggle as my mother and those women moved on, and I'm still here. Now, you are an intelligent group of people. There's a recent impact statement that says that this project will inundate the community of Coney Island with massive traffic and congestion. Listen, our safety is number one, and we cannot let our safety be at risk, okay? Number two, they offer us so-called jobs. We did the math. We did the calculation. Only less than 200 jobs will come to the people of Coney Island. Listen, do your research. Don't get up here with emotions. Don't gamble with the lives of the people of Coney Island. It took me literally 25 minutes last week to get home from Stewart Avenue to my house on 31st Street. And let me say, because I'm tired of y'all saying that if we don't have a casino, we are lost. We are desolate. We are resilient people. Listen, if we don't have a casino, we will live as a people. Don't say that to us. We are proud people. No to the casino in Coney Island. Do not gamble with our lives.
Thank you. Can I get numbers 41 through 45, please? 41 through 45. I need speaker numbers 41 through 45. Thank you.
I feel like I'm in church. Is it all right? I don't want to.
Sir, can you just address the committee up here through the microphone?
I'm only talking to them.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm like, good afternoon. My name is Harry. I'm a lifelong resident of Coney Island. At this point, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to everybody's opinions, everybody's viewpoints, and everybody's making good points and good statements. But my question to you is, what are you going to do for the community? What are you going to do for the residents of Coney Island? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, we're gonna always have traffic. As long as we got the baseball stadium and the amusement park and things of that nature, it's going to always be traffic. It's going to always be crime. You know why it's always going to be crime? Because crime existed since the beginning of time. And if you don't give people something else to do, they're going to commit crime. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I'm gonna be honest. What happened? Oh, so like, my thing is, what are you going to bring to the community? Because that's what I care about. I don't care if y'all build a casino or not, to be quite honest with you. You understand? My thing is, what are you going to do for the people that live here? What are you going to do for the children? Like, I see you guys coming around, like, you guys did pass around a lot of checks. You guys did things over here and over there, and the community was thankful for that. But my thing is, what is the long-term plan? Because a lot of people come in here waving this bag of gold in front of everybody, and everybody be like, oh, we're gonna jump on board because they got this bag of gold. But as soon as you guys get what you want, you disappear. We can't find y'all. You understand? So my thing is, so no, hold on, don't cheer, because I'm not sitting here taking nobody's side. I'm just voicing my opinion. And my thing is, what are you guys going to do for the people that live here in this community? That's what I care about. What are you guys going to do? And unless somebody could tell me what you guys are going to do for the community, nothing else matters.
Thank you,
Let me
sir.
not go over my.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Bailey Kellis, and though I am currently Crown Heights based, I am all over Brooklyn, including Coney Island, as nightlife performer Oliver Bliss. The performers here, Sideshow and Burlesque, are my family. I am strongly opposed to the casino. I've heard it said this is the only opportunity to bring jobs and money to Coney Island. Why hasn't there been a significant effort to revitalize the community before? When a community is starved of opportunity and then suddenly along comes a rich entity offering to Echo Brandon himself a drop in the bucket of what this casino will make, that's framed as the only opportunity, that's not an opportunity. That's manipulation, that's corporate greed. That is a failure on the city's part. The house always wins, as the saying goes. The house would win your homes with higher rent rates, your businesses, and the culture and history of Coney Island. Push for actual opportunities, not another paycheck for rich people. Say no.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Joseph Watson, the founder of the Mentorship Program. I teach entrepreneurialism and small business ownership to the youth and young adults. First off, I want to say thank you to the Coney. Thank you for even proposing the level of investment that you propose, something that no other developer has done, yet you've received so much pushback for it. Thank you. First off, that's what I'd like to say. When I look at the benefits that the community stands to receive, and not to reiterate everything that's been said already, like the $200 million community trust that's dedicated to support public improvement, the creation of 4,000 union construction jobs, over 4,500 permanent good paying careers, the local hiring preference. I wanted to speak about the mental health, the positive mental health impacts that economic investments have on communities. It reduces financial stress by lessening the constant worry of that's associated with financial insecurity, thereby reducing the prevalence of depression, hopelessness, hypertension, anxiety, chronic stress, and the like. The impact on children and youth. They say that poverty experienced during childhood can lead to impaired cognitive development and an increased likelihood of adult mental stress. Lastly, since I just read about the positive impacts of the mental health, let's look at the lack of it. The lack of community economic lack of community economic investment from developers leads community residents to be distrustful, lose their sense of security, and ultimately vote against their own self-interest. And you can see that right now after years of lack of investment from developers. Thank you.
My name is Joe Packer. I'm a lifelong resident of Coney Island and an active community advocate for over 5 decades. I have compelled to express my enthusiastic support for the Coney project. This transformative initiative holds immense promise for our community, offering a myriad of benefits that are urgently needed. Coney Island faces significant challenges, from traffic congestion during the summer months to an aging infrastructure that requires immediate action. These issues have long hindered our community potential for growth and prosperity. The Coney project presents a crucial opportunity to address these challenges head-on with substantial private investment. The projected billions of dollars in private funding will not only revitalize our infrastructure, including roads, bridges, subways, and ferries, and the boardwalk, but also create a wealth of job opportunities and job training programs tailored for local residents. This infusion of resources will breathe new life into our economy, providing much-needed support for our community-based organization and enhancing social services that are vital to our residents. Furthermore, the investment in public education, after-school programs, and scholarships for colleges will empower our youth and prepare them for successful futures. As someone who has witnessed the struggles and aspirations of our community firsthand, I firmly believe that these investments are essential for our long-term growth and prosperity. In conclusion, the Coney project is not just an opportunity for a lifeline of Coney Island. It represents a collaborative effort between private investors and our community to create substantial growth, improve quality of life, and foster a brighter future for generations to come. I urge all the stakeholders and, of course, this board to support this transformative initiative for the betterment of Coney Island and its residents. Thank you for your time.
Hello there, my name is Paul Kellis. I'm a Brooklyn resident, a frequent visitor of Coney Island, and a passionate fan of the charm and culture that makes Coney Island a one-of-a-kind place. Zip code 11216. And that's why I'm speaking up today against the casino. I don't want to see this place be gutted of all its charm and value for the sake of false promises and a quick payout. Look at everyone in this room today. Regardless of which side we're on in this issue, all of us believe in this community and want to have a real opportunity to thrive in life. That's why we're here. But Thor Equities is manipulating that feeling, and this casino proposition is not going to provide us with anything long-lasting or worthwhile. Best case scenario, this casino takes years to be built, destroying tourism during that time. And if the project even gets completed, we'll be left with a sterile, replaceable corporate husk of what used to be an incredible, unique place. Don't do this to Coney Island. Say no to the casino.
My name is Adam, and I have 2 minutes to defend my home, my neighborhood, my place of employment, all in 11224. 2 minutes to defend everything that I love about New York City. Traffic, crime, and addiction is what this casino will bring, not family-friendly fun. Lies are what we're being fed, not funnel cakes and cotton candy. Greed is what this is about, not true neighborhood support. Boasting jobs, less than 200. More will be taken away from small businesses. Public space on a rooftop 16 stories high. I got a little surprise for you here. We got almost 3 miles of public space. It's called the beach and a boardwalk. To the advisory committee, your constituents have been loud and clear, and please understand that. The ones that aren't on the developer's payroll, the ones that were not handed pre-written speeches, the close to 30,000 who signed various petitions, the ones who believe, much like I do, that the casino will destroy the entire neighborhood. It does not belong here. And to my friends from the Chickasaw and Saratoga groups, I got 4 words for you. Stay out of Brooklyn, baby.
Can I get numbers 46 through 51? Can I get numbers 46 through 51 to the microphone, please? 46 to 51 to the microphone. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Meyerson. I thank you all for being here. I've been a high school teacher in Coney Island for the last 15 years. I've been an employee of Coney Island, USA for the last 5 years. And I speak from the bottom of my heart when I say this. I'm concerned for the future, not only of our students, of my students, and the children in Coney Island. I'm concerned for our history. I'm concerned for the dreams that are created here. I think what I teach my students to pay attention to the world around them when they make decisions. And I think we can all agree that the promises of billionaires and millionaires made to the rest of us are not enough to create unity where there is division. Coney Island is divided. It's divided within the community, and it's divided within those communities. We do need unity. We need to listen to each other. We need to consider our choices today and how those choices will echo into the future. We have seen what happens when our history is erased. We have seen what happens when millionaires and billionaires step in and make promises for the benefit of all. Those who need the most are left needing even more. The decision you make today will be a part of Coney Island's history
for the rest of time. Do not erase the past and threaten the future based on promises from those we have already seen. Break them. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Ed Watson, 11224. I mean, I heard a lot of people speaking today. I think the gentleman that just left me said crime, traffic, and addiction. We have that right now, and there is no casino. So if we have that right now and there's no casino and there's no jobs, what are we doing? We're talking about jobs. There's no better feeling in the world to be able to have a job and to pay a bill. There's no better feeling to be able to pay the bill, contribute to your family, and you can't get those things that we don't have in the casino. Because there's no jobs here. Winter's coming. Winter's coming, and what happened to winter? Luna's closed. What happened to all the restaurants and small businesses? That's going to uplift everybody because they're going to, when they go to lunch, they're going to be people that are going to need to be fed, security jobs. We're talking about jobs. Somebody said resiliency. Somebody said hope and enthusiasm. Guess what? Hope, enthusiasm, you can't be resilient if you don't have no money, you don't have no job. Because I can't go nowhere and say, listen, I'm going to pay this month rent with my hope. I'm going to pay this bill here with my resiliency. I can't do that unless I'm working at a job. And if we don't have that now, who else is coming here to bring that? Who's even coming with a plan? I mean, you could be passionate about anything, but I said, let's give it a try because one thing we know about change is consistent. That means it's always going to happen, whether you like it or not. And if we don't change, nothing changes. So I'm talking about change. I'm talking about the potential. I'm talking about opportunity. And guess what? No one else is talking about that. So they're up here presenting to you what they can do for you. So either you can believe it or you can't believe it. But guess what? You got to believe in something. So again, all I want to say is I'm voting yes. I believe the casino works. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Svetlana Zelinska. I'm resident of Seagate. Also, I'm district leader 46. And I want to tell something. I appreciated all speeches and I'm grateful what people say. And I'm very happy I have this gentleman in front of me, before me. He has speech before me. More jobs, right, guys? Okay, my question now, I don't tell about future, I tell about right now. How many people who can support casino live in this area? Nobody. Oh, few. One thing, few. How many people? When I come in at morning, more than 1.5 hours, I stay outside, me and another district leader, Angela Kravchenko, we propose job to people right now, not tomorrow, not after 1 month, right now. How many people come to me and said I need job? I propose, I give you job right now. Only one person, that guy. Nobody else. You talk about job? Bullshit. No casino.
Can I get numbers 53 through 57, please? 53 through 57 to the microphone. 53 through 57 to the microphone, please.
Hello, my name is Elena Macnin. I'm a resident of Seagate, Community Board 13 member, and Executive Director of Brighton Beach Business Improvement District. All of my three heads give me knowledge and give me opportunity to understand what I'm reading. There are many people who spoke already and will speak more about environmental impact study, about traffic, about pollution, and any other negative effect that this project might bring to Coney Island. What I'm going to speak about today, I want to speak about grammar and fiction stories. Everything we are being told from this group, it's a future tense, okay? I really appreciate it because since 2023, I learned how promises are being made.
Those promises have nothing to do with reality. People are not comfortable reading many pages. I recommend everyone to read pages and understand they are not jobs for Coney Island. Because if they want jobs, they would support training programs. And, and everything we are being told lie after lie. And but from the other side, I'm really happy that those hearings are taking place. And we have elected officials and their representative. Community needs help, but not casino. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jake Turner. 11201 is my zip code. I work at Coney Island Circus Sideshow. First, I want to thank everyone here for coming. Every last one of you. This is civic duty. This is why we're here, to speak to those who hold the power. And I want to thank every last one of you here. I typically come up here with something written and I yell and I scream and I get angry, and it appears that has fallen on deaf ears, so I'm going to try to speak from the heart here. Coney Island is magic. I don't think you guys understand what we have to lose. I have the privilege of being down there at least once a week and seeing magic in front of my eyes. Not just at the theater, which is amazing. You guys should come down. It's family friendly. It's family and friendly. Please come down. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see every last one of you at the theater. But what you see as you walk down the boardwalk is pure magic. You see the smiles on faces of children that see their father or bigger brother as a hero for getting them that big giant stuffed animal. You see the face covered in chocolate from William's Candy. You see tears of joy and maybe fear on the Wonder Wheel. But we're going to lose it if you make the wrong decision. All of that magic is going to be gone. And Justin, I'm going to speak directly to you. I was told by your campaign that you were going to be against this. So was your campaign lying or telling the truth, Justin? Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Angela Kravchenko, zip code 11224. I'm also member of the Community Board 13. And I'm here to talk about traffic study submitted by the developer. What this casino, when fully operated, will bring to Coney Island. What is it to expect to Surf Avenue or to Belt Parkway? First of all, it's 12.9 million visitors every year. Just to compare, Statue of Liberty brings only 4 million. It means 35,000 visitors every day. 35,000, its entire population of West End from Stillwell Avenue to Seagate. Now imagine, entire population of Coney Island, West End is going to 3 block space every day. It's going to be death to Surf Avenue and to our Coney Island as we know it. So, to tell you about high crash location, because there is a study on the high crash location, also submitted by the developer. I'm not gonna tell you streets because those who don't live here don't know that, but I have some map showing it. 2 high crash sites location are next to school PS 90. It's elementary school that is blocked away from the proposed casino. And it's not only car crash, that's pedestrian crossing crashes. Then there is a car crash next to the school PS 100, also elementary school. And there is a high car crash site next to Lincoln High School. That's why kids dismissed by themselves without parents. There is also PS 303. Please vote no.
Good afternoon. My name is Linda Harrison. I'm currently a tenant association president for Haber Houses. I'm also a active community leader, with the faith-based community here. And I was also on the Community 13 board for a while. I have three things I wanted to bring up. Number one, about seniors. Number two, about the false hope we're giving our youth about jobs. And number three is about the traffic study. I think I'll leave that one out, but first two I'm going to concentrate on. The community, we need to protect our seniors from predatory gambling. Senior citizens are the number one target for casinos right now since 2018. All right, they're a very vulnerable population. Because of a nearness of a casino, seniors will attend those institutions and start gambling, and it become habitual. Casinos prey on their vulnerability, the nearness to casino, their loneliness, when seniors lack friends or family. They are very subject to losing their only income, their life savings and pensions that they cannot recover later on in life. We need to protect our seniors. And many of them have already visited Atlantic City. They know where it is. They don't want one in their backyard. Number two, I want to show you something I just got last week. If you want a copy of this, I'd be glad to show it to you. This is an announcement sent out by NYCHA, by Reese, talking about free construction training and jobs for yet to be a NYCHA resident or a Section 8 resident, high school graduate, all right? Number three, I want to point out, preferred zip codes, 11215, 11217, 11231, 11224 is not in there. They ain't looking for y'all. They're not looking for anyone in this community because of the low education skills here. This is what we're looking at, all right? So we already see the writing on the wall.
Good afternoon. My name is Jenny Hernandez, 11224, all the way and always. I have called Coney Island my home for more than 30 years. I am here to say no to this casino, a casino that will ruin the spirit of our Coney Island. It will ruin the family-friendly atmosphere. Why build a casino just steps away from an elementary school? It just doesn't make sense. It will poison our environment, poison our air with more pollution due to more cars and buses coming in. It just doesn't make sense. How many of you sat in the dark after losing power recently due to recent storms? Update our infrastructure first. That is a priority, not a casino, and it just doesn't make sense. Imagine our streets jammed with over 30,000 cars and over 30,000 people per day. How many of you have been trapped in traffic right outside your home? It just doesn't make sense. A casino will destroy Coney Island. Think about all the generations that came before us and how far we come. We don't want to throw it all away. We are here to stay. The people come first before the greedy developers thirst. Are you going to let them take away the spirit of Coney Island? We deserve better. Coney Islanders deserve more than 182 jobs. Thank you, Marissa, for doing the math. Thank you, Coney Islanders against the casino. Coney Island USA. Let's stand together against this casino and protect what the past and future generations have fought for and will fight for. Las calles de Coney Island son para el pueblo, no para los ricos. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alexei Bosnikov. I live in Sunset Park, but I work here in Coney Island, 11224, as a family advocate at Family Enrichment Center. And generally, I'm really tired of developers coming anywhere in New York and work in neighborhoods, putting luxury buildings, for example, then giving away $3,000 rent apartments, one bedroom apartment, a studio apartment, call it affordable. Now this project coming here, bringing gambling into this neighborhood and call it entertainment. Why? I just have this question. I don't understand why. You call it revitalization of neighborhood by giving an opportunity. You're calling it opportunity to serve the rich who will be able to afford to eat in those fancy restaurants that you mentioned. We all know, we all know that big businesses are so supportive of small businesses because big businesses and big money like competition, right? I just don't understand why you're being so deceptive instead of, I don't know, just coming and be like, okay, we have the power. We're not going to listen to you. We're going to do what we want. And you can, don't lose your breath. You're just trying to sell it. You're trying to sell it to people. You try to manipulate people into believing in this chance, this golden dream. And really kind of makes me sick. And also through my job, as a family advocate, I meet a lot of people who care for the community, who actively trying to do something for the betterment of the community. And I'm honored to know them. And surprisingly, all people who I met through my job who are here today, they all against the casino. And I think that says a lot. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Rachel Morrison, lifelong resident of Coney Island. For my people, even when the community board, the community members, the petition, and history are screaming out, don't do this, you're still pushing. We don't want this casino. We don't want its impact. We don't want it in our community, and we never will. We will never see the benefits of it, and we will never look at it as a sign of progress, period. This is an echo chamber of promises made with the amphitheater. A stellar opening season, which I helped, derailed by a second one where the new management, and I quote, wanted the restaurant to attract people who live in Long Island. How many people who actually live in Coney Island are able to make a livable wage, let alone still even work there? Is the restaurant opening ever again? Perhaps no one here has these answers, but this is what happens when you build things and abandon them. When you don't ensure in writing that it will benefit the people whose lives it is going to upend. As someone who is currently facing a construction project, which I and the Tenants Association of 2955 are still fighting, thank you, State Senator, for your support, it hurts those who live close to it. Like millions of people, I chose to escape this reality and spent my summer on Love Island. And although we got Nicolandria, Shalais, and Amaya Papaya, if you know, you know, I watched in horror as someone's racism, colorism, Karen tears, coercion, manipulation, and emotional instability was enabled and tarnished the experience of everyone else. And yet the network is protecting her. Just like our government, I see most politicians as influencers and their private corporate backers as the producers. If people are constantly telling you over and over again what it is they don't want and what they really need, shouldn't you listen? Is this what you do with your power and privilege? I am someone who has spoken truth to power my entire life, and I will not stop until we all have liberation.
Hi. I wrote a letter. Dear council members, I come to you guys as a 28-year-old woman who has lived in Coney Island for 23 years, moved to a city named Florence, South Carolina for 4 years, and recently made my return in May and have assimilated myself back into communities and immersed myself into communities that have been here for longer than I've been alive. I'm honored to be back and find Coney to be one of the best parts of Brooklyn, as well as beautiful because of its diversity, once again community, and its already established attractions. So I ask y'all this, has there been a study on the environmental impact this will have on Coney Island? From our water to our electricity? How will this advance the impact of global warming this is having on our coastline? That was not covered in your PowerPoint from what I believe, but I also wasn't paying attention. Is the city going to be responsible for how much more waste this will create? As Coney is quite the family-lived town, who will upkeep the profits of this place during our slow season? I will close by not asking you all, but telling you all as someone who has lived here their whole life. This casino will breed more traffic and therefore crime in my hometown, will displace an effective voting district of my hometown, and will displace more families in my hometown. I walk to this YMCA and the garden across the street almost daily and see who lives here, and I wonder if any of you thinking about voting for this have done the same. I love my hometown and want the best for everyone in it. And I wonder if with the mere consideration of something like this, if you do the same. And I want to say to the people that are living in NYCHA housing, that are old and disabled, what do you think this is going to do for you? I ask you that. And I wish y'all luck. Especially you, the guy with the rag on his head. You lucky you're not here.
Yeah. It was very difficult to hear what was going on. My name is Joseph Bonsignor. I was born on West State Street in 1949. I think I'm probably one of the oldest residents that's still living and active in the area. I've listened to the speeches and everybody, what they had to say this morning. First of all, I'm against the casino. I'm against destroying what was the playground of the world and the biggest tourist attraction probably in the United States, known all over the world. It's a disgrace what I see what's been going on. I'm sorry to say my family got out of it in the 60s, and early 60s, late 60s. We got out of the amusement area. We owned the bobsled. We owned the tornado. My relatives owned the cyclone before it was condemned by the city of New York for the expansion of the aquarium. Being landmarked with the Wonder Wheel, cyclone, and the parachute jump, Trump was stopped from taking this parachute jump down that was purchased in 1941 at the World's Fair, which became a national landmark. And it's a shame that we're destroying what is one of the biggest tourist attractions we had in the country. It was one of the 3 national amusement park zones that the community board, the city, and developers have been trying to grab a hold of for many years. It is the most valuable real estate in the United States. It is the waterfront. It is the entrance of the city of New York and the country itself. I say no to the casinos. I think it's a disgrace what Thor Equities has been doing, who purchased it from I forgot the name of the individual, who purchased, no, not Alberts. It wasn't the Alberts. Who purchased from, not good. All right, it doesn't matter. It's my time going on. It's a shame what's been going on. It's a disgrace what's happening, and it's a shame that high rises have got to be paid for by developers and people can't afford it. Thank you.
Hi. Hi, my name is Mark Murnick, a longtime Brighton resident. I think the false promises of what these people are representing is a problem. First off, the infrastructure that they're advocating for, because they can't build anything, they can't make an express train show up because they say so. They advocate for it. Great. But it's millions and millions of dollars. This community fund would not pay for 200 feet of boardwalk. This is a joke. And it's not every year. This is a one-time shot. So this is just false. 100 years ago, yeah, 1 million people a day came to Coney Island. And then they built and moved on. And every community like Atlantic City that had the same sort of thing, look at it now. There's only one casino left in operation. Tax base from that is gone. 2 blocks away is a disaster because they listen to these same promises. I hope you don't listen to those same promises and destroy what we have. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Janae Mitchell, 11223. I am a resident of Marlboro Housing Development. I was born and raised there. With that, I am a lifelong visitor, family member, and friend of Coney Island and its community. Coney Island has provided core memories that will walk with me for my life and help shape my influence and experiences. As I am not a resident of Coney Island community, I come here with an unbiased opinion of the project Coney Island, the Coney. I see the pros and cons of this development. For those opposed, for their concerns are more than valid. For those in support, their vision is futuristic. The gap between the two is that what is written promises may not fully develop to fruition. As supporters stood outside today and chanted, "What do we want? Casinos. When do we want it? Now." I gather that they are not chanting for the amusement of the development, but the expected opportunities for those who reside and are active members within their community. The verbiage written in the promises needs to be clearer, more precise, rather than being an ambiguous promise. It needs to be an irrevocable policy. The promise of jobs, that should not be preference, but a demand and a guarantee to the residents of the community. Those opportunities should not only place community hires in low-level positions, but also in positions of power and authority. There are members who are qualified to fill the positions and succeed in the role. What is the exact number proposed for the jobs, and how many of those jobs will be fulfilled by residents of Coney Island? It's stated good paying jobs, meaning what? How much, being relative to who? This opportunity should be an advancement for their socioeconomic status. The development replaces the true and historical significance of and the ambiance of Coney Island, which was concern for both the community and the visitors. Coney Island has always been a gold mine. My concern is that when the gold is gone, what will happen to the community and the commitment to it? From West 8th to Seagate, from Neptune to the Boardwalk, Coney Island is not just a place of amusement, but a place of community. And the development should be progressive, not just for the Coney, but also the community. Don't come just for capitalism and the community. May your impact reflect your intention. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Bobby Ferrazzi, and for the last 5 years, I've run a mentoring program for teenagers just 2 blocks from here, although my family's history in this neighborhood goes back several generations. In fact, my father would like me to spend my 2 minutes up here detailing why he and his childhood friends who all grew up here are really hoping that the Coney comes to fruition. But as much as I hope that that comes true for my dad and his friends, the casino is only one component of this project. And I'd rather speak about how an investment into the community outside the tourist attraction can benefit the kids that are growing up here in Coney Island today, particularly here on the West End. Since we launched our program, we've had no shortage of young people walking through our doors seeking help and guidance. Most of them often just need to talk to somebody. Do you know what the #1 goal is for many of the kids living here today? To graduate high school and get the hell out of Coney Island. Forever. No coming back, not even a look back. Now, of course, we want our kids to leave the nest and explore the world, but to have zero connection to their community is heartbreaking. My father and grandfather had so many beautiful memories growing up here, but they felt a connection. They felt safe. The neighborhood was an extension of what felt like family. 25 years ago, I was a teacher on Rikers Island, and the teenagers that were incarcerated would have calendars counting off the days until they were released. It's shameful that many of the kids growing up here today act like it's a prison sentence, counting the days until they can get out. Just think about that for a second. These kids feel like their neighborhood, their childhood is a jail sentence. We have some teenagers attending our program that, although their families still live here in Coney Island, they choose to live with extended family outside of the neighborhood just to escape the chaos. We have to do better for our kids. Coney Island has an abundance of wonderful teenagers. I work with them every day. We have to do better at creating a safe environment for these young people so they can just breathe and enjoy being a kid. They're afraid to even stand in front of their own building. I also want to take a quick moment to talk about another group of kids in the neighborhood. They're at the highest risk. These are the kids that are already given up on all hope and are running the streets and are at risk at any given moment of dying and going to jail. I've met about 6 of these teenagers.
Thank you, sir.
Over the last 8 months.
Thank you. Can we get next speaker? Thank you so much.
Hi, my name's Angela, 11226, and although I do not live in Coney Island, I am a big fan of Coney Island, but I am a small business owner. So I've dealt with Thor Equities directly, and they're terrible. They bought up everything in Coney Island. The reason your bowling alley is gone, your movie theater, it's their fault. They are the reason. They buy up the land, they up the rent, they price out the small businesses. They are the reason that small businesses cannot thrive anywhere. We've lost this country to the damn billionaires. We're about to lose our little city too. They will make all the promises, but it is their fault that we are struggling. I agree we need more jobs. I would love to see more jobs come into here. We need lower rent so that small businesses can thrive. You are not the answer. You are the reason that we are struggling. It is your fault. You are the enemy and you will never be our savior.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Muhammad Badawi. I'm the religious director at the Muslim American Society Youth Center here in South Brooklyn. It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having us. Thank you for listening to us. And thank you for all the community members for showing out here, whether you're for or against. Like the previous person said, it's our civic duty. And I'm not just here as an imam or as a community member, but as a concerned father and as one of us. And standing here hearing about the casino reminds me of a very quick story that I encountered here in Coney Island growing up. It was Eid after Ramadan and we were celebrating. And of course, where did we go? The number one place to have a good time, Astroland. And I'm sure it's still Astroland for many of the people here. You will never concede to any other name. And in between the jagged exhilaration of riding the cyclone for the first time, wondering if I'm going to make it to the end, eating candied apples, all those memories that we love about Astroland, I had a negative experience. And that negative experience wasn't major, but it was when I went to use the bathroom. This was 25 years ago. And anybody ever get hustled on Coney Island? Never happens, right? Never. And when I get to the bathroom, there's a clown sitting there and he says, you can't use it. You have to pay 25 cents. So I procured a quarter and I used the bathroom because it made sense. I shared this story years later. It didn't completely ruin the holiday, but it did leave a sour taste on Astroland. And the next time I was there, it was Luna Park. So there you go, the last memory of Astroland. But when I told that story to other people, they laughed at me and they said, you got hustled. The bathroom in Astroland is free. The clown hustled you. So my point of the story is what? That people come with the guise of entertainment and they dangle jobs. They dangle the things that were gladly put down behind this council because they're not true. And they dangle them in front of the community, jobs, safety, community development, investment, and in the guise of entertainment. But in reality, they're hustling us. They are pocketing that money, and you have to pay a quarter to pee now. When before, these are our rights. And I specifically to our representatives who I know have a history of doing the right thing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. On to the next. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hello, some of you know me as Daisy. I have been active in this community for more years than I care to count. Just this Friday alone, you could not walk down that boardwalk for love or money because of all the peddlers. And I saw about a 2-foot Komodo dragon and somebody was selling pictures of said reptile, even though these are exotic pets that have been banned all over the United States. This is besides the point. Take care of that first, then talk about building something. Take care of the trains that never run correctly on weekends, and then build something. Take care of everything that is surrounding the area, and then build something. You want to build something so badly? Here's about 10 ideas for you. A bowling alley, a Dave & Buster's, World in Wax Museum dedicated to Lily Santangelo, who was first. Extend the footprint of Margarita Island to Surf Avenue. Extend Sideshow's footprint to West 11 and Surf. Build a Dave & Buster's. Build a bowling alley. The nearest one is on Avenue X. Do something about all the empty storefronts up and down Mermaid Avenue for sale, for rent, because they've all been driven out. Extend Dino's footprint to West 11 and Surf. Build a brand new Ripley's Believe It or Not with a section dedicated to Coney Island and have Richard Egan as your permanent chair member. These are beautiful ideas that I'm giving away.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, the members of the Coney, the SAC, my beloved Coney Island community. My name is Maxim Ibadev. I'm a Coney Island resident, drag artist, producer, and a community board member, the youngest member of our local community board. And I came here today without a speech because I knew that I would be able to write one just listening to all of this. And the purpose of this beautiful committee is to show that there is community support for this project. And you folks have been doing incredible shenanigans and marketing tricks to create the illusion of the community. Because look, where are all the people with the Coney signs? They all left. Where are all the people anti-casino? They all are still here. We're still here because we actually care about this community. You want to know more? Wait, folks, you want to know more about the shenanigans? We were told that we were not allowed to come here before 9:30. At 8 a.m., the developers were here checking in people outside that they brought in. And also, if you pay attention, the reason why a lot of the early speakers were pro-casino and all of us later on are against the casino is because you've been checking people outside to speak while the rest of us were supposed to come inside first and check in. That's not fair. You want to know more shenanigans? You said that you had 500 meetings with the community. Have you had meetings with Coney Island USA? Have you had meetings with Brightwater? Have you had meetings with Warbest? Have you had meetings with Trump? These are all the buildings that are going to be actually next to the casino. People who live 2 miles away, yes, there's a lot of issues that need to be addressed, but that is not the community that's going to be affected by this project. And I want to say something else. I'm looking at all of these people. There's only one person here from Coney Island. Marissa, I love you. And I want to say, give me 30 more seconds. Assemblyman Brooke Krasny, I disagree with you a lot, but I appreciate that the Republicans are standing for the people. And all of you Democrats, the reason why your poll numbers are so...
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Robert Williams. I'm 11207. I don't live here, but I perform a lot here, and this is one of the places that accepted me when I transplanted. So I would like to go into how the 4 casino people are largely not here. Guy took my bit. I'd also just like to add that it's a shit design. Like, you know that there's like shops that are closed that you could build on. Instead, you want to take up like the most valuable real estate with like games that people build memories on, sideshow acts that people build memories with, blocking just the general view. Like, it's an ugly design, right? And like, who did that? Like, come on.
My name is Fernando Robles, and I'm a business agent and member of Sheet Metal Workers Local 28. The proposed Coney Island Casino Development Project stands to become a major economic engine for South Brooklyn, creating over 4,000 construction jobs and 4,500 permanent union jobs altogether, and establishing itself as the largest employer in all of Brooklyn. The Coney, covered under a project labor agreement, PLA, will generate 4,000 good-paying union construction jobs for members of the building and construction trades of Greater New York that offer strong wages, benefits, and job protections for construction workers in New York City, thousands of which live right here in Brooklyn and here in Coney Island. The developer of the Coney, Thor Equities, has made a commitment to inclusive hiring. The project pledges that over 25% of workers will be local hires right here from Coney Island, and 50% will be Brooklyn residents, ensuring economic benefits directly uplift the surrounding communities. This surge in employment will bring financial stability to countless households while fueling broader economic growth throughout the region. Beyond job creation, the development promises to revitalize Coney Island by drawing year-round visitors and supporting the growth of local businesses. As part of this development, infrastructure improvements are expected to enhance transportation accessibility, addressing long-standing transit challenges faced by residents. By increasing connectivity and foot traffic, the project can help transform the neighborhood into a vibrant, thriving destination with strong labor standards, community-focused hiring, and a vision for long-term revitalization. The Coney represents a powerful opportunity to boost the local economy and bring Coney Island and its residents year-round entertainment and permanent, good-paying union jobs.
Good afternoon. My name is Estrudge McLean. I'm a long-term resident of Coney Island. I've worked here. I've had a business here, and I'm an activist here. I believe in fact, and some of the fact is, if you have an opportunity, please look at a video documentary called The Rise and Fall of Atlantic City. Atlantic City economic decline has been attributed to over-reliance on tourism, incidents of corruptions and crimes, and increased competition from neighboring resorts. We only have resorts, well, how far? 30 minutes away. Evolving markets, dynamics like online gambling. Las Vegas has now experienced a consecutive decline of 3.87% in gaming revenues during 2024 and 2025. Why? Consumer spending is down and the growing popularity of online gambling. Remember that. Increased automation, casinos implementing electronic table games in place of human dealer. Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, 60 table game dealers out the door. MGM, 34. Venetians, 50. Resort World, 50. And behind them, believe it or not, a departure of several senior executives. Takeaways from the 2024 State Controller Report. Economic growth in the area here. Jobs in Coney Island and Brighton Beach doubled in the last decade. In 2023, exceeding Brooklyn and New York State averages. Total wages and businesses up nearly 30%. The key drivers, and this is important, is the healthcare and social assistance sectors, supported by the area's largest adult populations. We are the second highest adult populations in New York City that has boosted this demand for affordable housing and healthcare. Challenges, yes, for housing affordability and food insecurity remain major concerns, things that our politicians should be really focused on. Path, there's a pathway forward. Economic diversification and long-term resilience should be top priorities. Not a casino that will bring more negative and positive to Coney Island, as you have heard and will hear from other witnesses. Thank you. And by the way, someone on this board actually quoted, I'm quoting him, the data.
Thank you for your time.
Is there a 73?
Hi, my name is Molly. I'm a lifelong resident of New York City. Coney Island was part of my childhood, my adolescence, part of my adulthood. I hope it's always a part of my life. I also work in tourism. So the economic and social costs of a casino moving into a new area heavily outweigh the benefits. For one thing, the casino's minimum wage jobs and profits would be overwhelmingly funded by the gambling losses of local residents who will have less money to spend on local businesses, and those businesses will lose revenue and jobs, as customers will be inside the casinos draining their pockets. The house always wins, as has been said before. Casinos spread gambling addiction, not problem gambling. Debt, bankruptcies, broken families, embezzlement, sex trafficking, and other devastations. The National Council of Problem Gambling estimates 1 in 5 gambling addicts attempt suicide, a rate higher than far any other addiction. Multiple studies show that up to 50% of casino gambling revenue comes from pathologically addicted gamblers. In other words, the casino industry's business model is dependent upon preying on people's vulnerabilities, and up to half of funds governments obtain from casinos come from gambling addicts and their families. According to the UConn School of Medicine, the growing gambling epidemic is hitting lower socioeconomic groups the hardest, and the costs are being borne by employers, civic workers, social agencies, and the healthcare system, which was mentioned before me. Encouraging people to lose their money is not a solution for the economic challenges of Coney Island. Urge your local politicians to grant tax incentives for local businesses to enrich the community rather than give a free pass to speculative, predatory, and creepy projects.
Hello, my name's Gabriel Robinson. I'm from 11224. My family, they are carpenters, lawyers, construction workers. They know what it takes to make it in New York City, and a casino isn't going to help us. New York City has so many iconic locations, and Coney Island is one of them. It is a brilliant example of what it takes to survive and to be a real New Yorker. Coney Island has survived tragedy, hardship, and so many other things that have almost brought to extinction. Every New Yorker here knows what it's like to come here or be born here and face opposition and tragedy and hardship. And Coney Island is the biggest example of what it is to be a New Yorker, how to stand up and survive time and time again. We cannot allow another billionaire, another rich person to take away an example of what it is to be a New Yorker, what it is to survive. There are too many iconic locations that are gone now, and we'll never be able to show our children, hey, look at this. This survived after time and time and time again. We need to keep Coney Island the way it is, a place for children, a place for adults to come and have a good time and tell people from out of state, hey, come to Coney Island, a safe location where you could bring your children, feel happy, spend money. Coney Island has been keeping New York City alive for 100 years. It brings in the money. If you can take a look at iconic photographs of the beaches, of the boardwalk, people came here to enjoy the boardwalk, not to enjoy a casino, to look at crime, to look at prostitutes on the street. Wake up, we need to save our iconic locations before they're erased and everyone forgets what it is to be a real New Yorker.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Megan Elevato. My zip code is 11235. I am a neighbor and friend of the Coney Island community. And I thank you to the committee for the opportunity to be heard. As a lifelong New Yorker, born and raised in South Brooklyn, I've had the chance to see how real estate interventions have dramatically changed New York City in a very short period of time. And when major changes are presented to an area, it's always important to ask who benefits. The casino will increase traffic in Coney Island, the neighboring areas, and already congested Bell Parkway. The casino's plans block off emergency vehicle access for a long stretch of Surf Avenue. Who benefits from these changes? Not Coney Island residents. The casino will take over a large part of the boardwalk, requiring the removal of rides, cast shadows on rides that will remain, and would continue to sprawl, threatening existing small businesses. Who benefits from this? Not Coney Island residents, not small businesses, not visitors to Coney Island. People come to Coney Island to be in the sun, not to stand in the shadows of buildings, and not to be in artificially lit casino gambling rooms. The people who would come for a casino would sink all their money into the casino and not into the small businesses and community. A casino doesn't benefit Coney Island families, children, long-term residents, or the millions of annual visitors. I ask the committee to vote no on the casino. By voting no, you are voting in favor of the people of Coney Island and Brooklyn. For the residents of Coney Island and South Brooklyn, this is home, this is community, this is history. For real estate developers, Coney Island is just another investment opportunity. I ask you to vote and choose for people over big business. Vote no on the casino. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Elisha Spencer. My zip code is 11231. Um, I totally disagree with the casino, and the reason why I totally disagree with the casino, my family lived in Coney Island their whole life, and I just love Coney Island. Every time I used to go to Edward R. Murrow, every time I get out of school, I used to come to the Broadwalk, enjoy the rides, enjoy the food, everything. So taking away Coney Island casino and everything, it's gonna be hard. So please don't take away it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nicole E., and I'm here to represent Brooklyn Org. Brooklyn Org is a champion for Brooklyn. We unite families and businesses, grassroots leaders, local nonprofits, and the communities they serve to build a new model of philanthropy, one rooted in equity, justice, and the belief that solutions must come from the ground up. Brooklyn Org exists because while Brooklyn is home to 1/3 of New York City's population and nonprofits, our borough receives only 7% of charitable funding citywide. We are changing that by investing in nonprofits, in community-defined solutions, and creating more opportunities for Brooklynites to give back to their neighbors. We are a partner strengthening small but vital nonprofits. All of our programming is community-led. We listen deeply, engage intentionally, and co-create solutions with those closest to the issues. Through neighborhood listening tours and participatory grant making, we democratize philanthropy, ensuring that every Brooklynite has a seat at the table. This model allows us to direct resources where they are needed most, while shifting power to community members themselves. Our approach reflects BKO's enduring commitment to investing in Brooklyn solutions created by and for Brooklyn. If the Coney is approved to move forward, Brooklyn Org stands ready to quickly deploy 200 million community trust funds to the community. Guided by our proven community-led approach, residents will help determine how resources are invested, ensuring the fund responds to real needs and delivers lasting impact. And if the county is approved, Brooklyn Org will stand alongside the community to make a transformational, equitable Coney Island, rooted in the voices of those who call Coney Island home. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brenda, and I'm here as a Coney Island resident and as a small owner business in Brooklyn. Me and my family say yes to the Coney Island Casino project because we see as a year-long opportunity to partnership with the community, and the more jobs means then this community is going to be a better place. Thank you.
80 and 81 can come line up. 80, 81.
Hi, my name is Haley Geronda, and I've worked as a teaching assistant and paraprofessional for students with disabilities and behavioral issues in New York City public schools for several years now. I'm going to keep this brief because when my students are on their phones, as much as some of the people on this committee are, and checking them under the table, I know they're no longer listening and don't care. In addition to being a teaching assistant, I was also born and raised in New York, and I've enjoyed Coney Island every summer since my early childhood. I'm here to strongly oppose the proposed casino because as an educator, the casino doesn't just make sense, it makes zero sense. As someone who works with children every day, I worry about the message this casino sends to them. Many teens are already dealing with the influences of gambling addiction through their screens. Online poker and sports betting websites are already a problematic influence in middle schools and high schools I've worked in. A summer spent at the Coney Island beach offers a place for continued fun that distracts children from these influences. This includes children at PS 390 right around the corner and helps combat exposure to addictive activities. While luxury casinos and hotels may offer daycare, arcades, and family amenities, countless studies have been conducted that show children living within several mile radiuses of casinos are at significantly increased risks, in some cases 90%, for developing gambling and addiction issues, rather than those in communities without casinos. Additionally, casino workers are almost twice as likely to develop gambling addictions than the general population. You cannot look me in the eye and confidently tell me the revenue brought in from this casino will outweigh the negative impacts associated with gambling and drug use that is promoted by the establishments in our community, in this community. I would like to tell you to protect Coney Island by not gambling with its future and by keeping it a place families and kids can trust. However, I know in the end you will vote however lines your pockets and lie to your constituents to do so. I'll just say that I hope this entire committee sleeps well at night, knowing their contribution has aided in contributing to addiction among the youth of Coney Island, especially you, Justin. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Celia Kutcher, zip code 11231. I have been an educator of children for over 20 years. Seeing what's happening with this casino possibility in Coney Island is staggering to me. I have been coming to Coney Island for over 50 years. I've pretty much grown up here. And what the casino is going to bring, besides a ton of traffic, there's an asthma problem in this city with children. There's a majority of children in poor areas that cannot breathe. Do you really think that having all this traffic brought in and everything else is actually going to help everyone that's in this area? It's not. This is a place that has been around for a long time. Coney Island, when it was first opened to the public, was one of the reasons why scarlet fever ended, because the public could come and actually bathe. Okay, so it ended a pandemic at that time. Okay, Coney Island is a lot more important to the public. It's one of the few things left in New York that doesn't cost a fortune if you have a family. All I want to know, you're talking about these jobs, okay? How much are they going to pay? You're making it sound like they're $100,000 jobs. We all know it's not going to be anywhere like that. Also, from what I've seen, it looks like there's about 86 consistent year-round jobs. You can say there's 4,300 carpentry jobs, but once the job is done, how are they still working here? It's ridiculous. There are so many carpenters right now unemployed because of everything else going on, that to add another 4,300 and promise that they will have work here, we know this is a lie. Okay, one of the things I always say is follow the money. Let's find out where this money is going to, because it's obviously not going to go to Coney Island. It's not going to go to any of the locals. We all know about Thor Equities. We've grown up with this nightmare. We know what it is. Everyone here that's getting their pockets lined with this, you should all be ashamed of yourself. You're going to ruin a community. You're ruining one of the oldest and most important communities in this neighborhood, in Brooklyn and in New York City. It doesn't look like it, but if you study it, you'll understand.
Thank you so much. Hi, good morning. My name is Marie Merville Shazada. I want to be very clear. I am strongly in favor of the Coney. My support has come at a personal cost. My children, my businesses, my nonprofit organization, and even my faith have been verbally attacked. I have been slandered on social media, boycotted, and blacklisted by those who oppose. I am a Black Muslim American of Haitian Dominican descent. The reason why I'm saying this, you have on your panel one of those people who heckled me. Her name is Marissa Solomon. This is the first day that I know. And it's documented on YouTube from March 10th at the Borough President's office. There is a documentary that I and Julia are in, and she is also heckling Councilman Justin Brennan. And she says, you must go after them. Even this morning, I have it documented on my phone where she intimidated people this morning. I am asking and I'm making sure that this is known. She should be neutral. Whoever is on that board, Alex Brockrosny, you are my assembly member, should be neutral. And it is known that she is against the Coney. She should not be up there. Besides all of that, the Coney Island is an amusement park. It is the Coney is known as an amusement park, but it's so much more. There are people out here that need more. There's been so much disinvestment that it's caused the West End to suffer. And now, if you go to Brighton, and I ask you all, I've always said this, walk from Coney Island Avenue to Seagate with me. You will see on Brighton stores are closing down. You will see houses that are debacled. You will see so much. So the disinvestment that was from West End is now trickling down. This project I am in favor for, and it will help not only Coney Island, Brighton, not only South Brooklyn, not only Brooklyn. It will help New York City, where we all need it. The jobs that they're offering, and Ms. Harris, the jobs that you're talking about. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jocelyn Lindinger. I live in Brooklyn and I frequent Coney Island for so many reasons. I'm a mom who brings my kids for family oriented fun. I got to see the delight in my youngest eyes as he experienced roller coasters for the first time. I'm also a nightlife performer, and I've had the fortune to perform on the iconic Coney Island sideshow stage, which was a deeply meaningful experience. You've heard about the impact to traffic and safety, to the environment, how the job proposals are manufactured lies. Really, you've heard over and over and over and over and over and over because we keep having these meetings. It's almost like you'll keep having these meetings in the middle of a workday until you hear yes, but you won't because this community, grassroots, not sponsored by Thor Equities, will keep showing up and not leaving as soon as they're done with their job. The Coney Island beachfront and boardwalk area has been the people's playground for almost 150 years. It's one of the first amusement districts in the United States. It's the home of the first roller coaster in America. It's the home of a huge legacy of performance art over the years. It's welcomed everyone, families, children, artists, small businesses, over and over for countless decades. This revitalization project is a lie. It won't bring any solution to any of those traffic, infrastructure, health and safety, environment, and economic problems that have been brought up. Thor won't fix those things. There'll be disasters for the city to deal with in their wake. I urge you not to sell our American cultural history to developers who will replace it with a casino which preys on our vulnerable communities for temporary promises. Bring the infrastructure improvements, bring economic development and jobs, and revitalization. But let's put some imagination to those problems rather than selling off our culture. Thank you.
My name is Jay Goldfinger. I have roots in Coney Island through my grandfather. He and 6 of his brothers built a lot of this neighborhood, mainly plumbers. He played locally and all over the city as a striker for the New York Rangers football club. The Coney is an exploitive proposal that would extract wealth from Coney Island, a fistful of quarters at a time. Most residents wouldn't even end up with a load of laundry out of it. The idea that the Coney wants to turn this into a world-class entertainment destination is an illusion. What they're proposing isn't Monte Carlo, it's Atlantic City. Beyonce is not going to play the Coney. You'd be lucky to get Peter Frampton. Coney Island should not have to look to a casino developer to provide the things that it deserves. Coney Island deserves accessible transit, quality public services, and an economic plan that lifts up the community rather than exploits it. So I hope you will vote no on this proposal, and this panel also owes it to the residents of Coney Island to schedule the next public hearing on the West End. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Koichi Shiriyanagi. I live on West 15th and Mermaid Avenue, one of the high car crash intersections mentioned in the developer's report. We've heard many arguments from people today, but I want to speak directly to the 2 members of the CAC who are the swing members, Councilman Justin Brannan and Borough President Antonio Reynoso. Councilman Brannan, your mother is a pre-K educator, and your wife is a middle school art teacher. And Antonio, you are the same age as me. You remember the 1990s, and you have a child who is the same age as me. I went to the Bay Ridge Democrats meeting and heard your stump speech a year before you won your borough president's office. And you said that you spent $1,000 on an Upper Baby stroller, and I was cheap. I used a Let Go app. But we have children who are the same age and who are young. And I want to say that I am a 41-year-old father of an 8-year-old, and I remember the 90s. And from 1988 to 1997, the R.J. Reynolds Company was able to advertise using Joe Camel. And these developers here dressed kids up in the advertisements for a casino. And that is so inappropriate and so offensive to those of us who care about children and who remember the 90s and remember the millions of Americans who got gambling addiction because of those advertisements. You're going to get just as Joe Campbell.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Pamela S., and I was born in and reside in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. I have been involved in Coney Island, USA through Burlesque at the Beach and 26 years of the Mermaid Parade. I am also a recently retired federal employee, working class and proud. I am here to oppose the casino. My father was NYPD here when I was a baby, and my mother came here when she was pregnant with me. Coney Island is part of my working class soul and my summer family. New York City has lost enough of its working class spirit. Stop taking this away from us. And Justin, I like you, but supporting this is not punk rock.
Hi. My name is Lola Starr. And I think as we talk about the future of Coney Island, I think it's important that we look at the past as well. Coney Island was created by artists, the dreamers, the small business visionaries who came to Coney Island and dared to make their wild, creative dreams into a reality. Coney Island is the Elephant Hotel, Steeplechase, and Astroland. I stand here today as one of them, or I was for 21 years until my small business was pushed out of Coney Island. My store was only 7 feet wide, yet it was one of the most vibrant beacons of love, creativity, and community in Coney Island. I designed and hand printed all of the merchandise we sold there. And then with no budget, purely heart and soul, I transformed the historical Child's Building into a roller rink that brought joy, connection, and community. This is the spirit of Coney Island. The ability to make your wildest dreams into a reality with creativity, authenticity, and community. My business did just that. It thrived, it cultivated community, it brought people to Coney Island. It was a vibrant part of Coney Island's revitalization for over 2 decades. But then despite all of that, it was destroyed, not because it failed, but because of a corrupt system, because of that same system that now dares to tell Coney Island that we need a casino, that there's no other option for redevelopment. But I can tell you from my firsthand experience as a small business owner in Coney Island for 2 decades, that is not true. The solution is right here in front of you. It is us, the artists, the small businesses, the community leaders, the local families.
Thank you so much.
Always care.
Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. My name is Isaac, and I am firmly opposed to the Coney Island Casino. 2 licenses should rightly go to existing facilities ready for upgrades, like the Resorts World and Empire City casinos already in operation. That leaves 1 final license, and I can think of no worse choice than the Coney Island Casino. To those with a heart, Coney Island is New York's own Disneyland, a century of memories, rides, and boardwalk wonder. Generations grew up here and then returned with their own children to experience the same magic. Are we really going to demolish that magic and replace it with a neon box of addiction? No other proposed project poses a threat to a place as special as Coney Island. To those with a spine, look at Atlantic City. After casinos opened, the U.S. Department of Justice found all categories of crime rose significantly, with violent crime nearly doubling by 2011. Casinos don't bring safety, they bring violence, bankruptcy, addiction, and broken families. Do we want that imported here? Coney Island already has enough on its plate. It does not need more crime. To those with a brain, the developer's own traffic study admits the casino would push Coney Island's roads to a level of service grade E or F, meaning gridlock and chaos. Anyone who's been here on the 4th of July knows it's already hell to get in or out. Imagine that nightmare not once a year, but every single day. This peninsula will choke. In terms of location, I can think of no more unstrategic choice than Coney Island. And what about those so-called benefits? They brag about 8,500 jobs. The Metropolitan Park bid will create 23,000 jobs. If the goal is jobs, the math is simple. In closing, say no to the Coney Island Casino.
Thank you. Really quickly, just to start, I'm gonna try to fit in as much as I can. Obviously, I'm opposed to the casino like any sane person. First of all, I want to say, if you're a politician on this board, first of all, it's also really crazy that not everyone who's voting is here. Why doesn't everybody have to be here? Is Adams off partying again? Regardless, Justin Brannan lost his election because he would not stand against this casino. He knows it's true. He walked out during the last meeting. He interrupted me. Okay, so just for one thing, I want to tell you guys, and this goes to the people who are for the casino, because I do feel for you guys. I know what it's like to be unemployed. I talked to someone in the back when I first got in here who said she's with a nonprofit. You're going to want to hear this. You're going to want to hear this. I said, well, what about the people at Praise On, the poor people? She says, well, they're going to lose their money anyway. That's what she fucking thinks about you. That's what they think about you. They see you as a joke and they don't care. Okay? Other things. Okay, so that basically, sorry, it's a little nerve-wracking being up here. But right now, I don't think casino is going to do well either. If you have to build a casino, I prefer you didn't. Do it in Times Square. I know you're trying to do it too. And also, Antonio, I'm looking right at you. You seem to be one of the few people who actually maybe cares. I was just reading up about you. You have an autistic son. Do you want to put more danger around kids like that? I'm someone who has anxiety. This beach is a haven for me. I come here year-round. I came during COVID. And also an Oscar-winning movie was made here. I was just here the other day, and I saw for the first time as an actor, I saw they were actually filming something. And they're like, yeah, we're only here for 2 days in New York City. And where did they come? Coney. Please, we are so tired of rich people taking shit away from us. And that was the other point I was gonna make. Remember Zoran Mondani. He's gonna take this election. He's winning. We're tired of people who don't listen. So if you don't listen, your career's over. So that's your choice. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ron Greenberg. I am the new president of the 60th Precinct Community Council. I am a board member of Brooklyn Community Board 13. I'm also a board member of the Neighborhood Advisory Board for District 13 in Brooklyn. I urge you, vote yes on the casino. The Coney Casino is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to return the People's Playground Amusement District to its former glory as a year-round destination, while simultaneously rejuvenating nearby disadvantaged communities. The benefits of the project far outweigh the risks, and those who oppose the proposal suffer from closed-minded myopic vision and are unable or unwilling to fathom the totality of the project's conceptual design. The Coney Island community has suffered from decades of neglect and depressed economic conditions, high rates of unemployment, persistent and serious gun violence, and social disorder. The Coney Casino will bring about sustainable economic, social, and cultural improvements, from its thousands of job opportunities to its infrastructure improvements. as street and lighting upgrades, increased transit services, and the potential of ferries and jitney buses. The Coney Casino's investment includes the Coney Trust that will adhere to the Public Authorities Accountabilities Act standards to ensure transparency and accountability and community oversight. The Community Trust directors will include local stakeholders who will be invested.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm a resident here of 11224 for over 20 years. I could not disagree more with the gentleman before me. I wish I had an example of where a casino actually does revitalize the neighborhood. I can't think of one. I'd be really happy to hear of one, but I've been listening to the arguments for. So there's jobs. Jobs are important. Construction jobs, change, crime and addiction, we have it anyway. So all those things are true. And then the question is, what kind of change and at what expense? I think a lot of people have made very credible arguments of why this change is not going to be for the better. Yeah, we have addiction and crime, but you are actually putting the most vulnerable people and high-risk people at much more, risk with this type of investment. Construction jobs, we have a lot of new development here right now. And I don't think that the Coney Island residents are the beneficiaries of those construction jobs. I don't think that they're trained for it. And then crime and addiction, well, we already discussed that. What I really want to say, because this is the most important thing. I rather travel to a job and keep my paycheck and keep my dignity. So unless you can bring a job that is not going to make somebody lose all their money, I'm not for it. I vote no.
Hey folks, maybe I'm last in line. Randy Pierce from the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. It's not an easy decision you have before you, but I want to say a few things that haven't been said, I hope. First of all, this is not about just Coney Island, it's about Brooklyn. There's going to be 3 downstate licenses, whether we like it or not. This is the only application that Brooklyn has in the process, and Brooklyn deserves a shot at the apple. It's also appropriate to place this project in an area where amusement and recreation already occur. That's absolutely the right place for it to be. The analogy that this will become Atlantic City is false. There was nothing in Atlantic City. They built the casinos to bring people there. That's not the case with Coney Island. It is an historic amusement and recreation district, and you want to capitalize on that. You want to leverage that, and that's exactly why this project should be there. And let's be clear what this project is. It is very little bit about a casino. It is a world-class hotel that will actually allow tourists to stay in Coney Island and continue the spend versus having to travel outside the community. It is also about an indoor entertainment venue that will open up new entertainment opportunities for the community. And lastly, the real shame here is that we're up against the big guys in Manhattan, and the community itself gave away its leverage before it even had it. You don't have the leverage until you win the bid. And if we can win this bid, knowing we're up against the big guys, we're up against Queens, Resorts World, we're up against Westchester, if we can win this bid, then I have confidence in all the good people in this room that we can come together and make it work for the benefit of everyone. So thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Amanda Deutsch. I'm an educator, a poet, and a children's librarian. I've worked in Coney Island for the last 20 years, and I come from several generations of Coney Islanders. My mom grew up across the street on 29th Street, literally across the street. This casino makes no sense. No sense for the community, no sense for the amusement area. Everything they present is misleading. Less than 200 jobs and 7 internships, that's not a lot. Every time they come in here, developers come in here and offer jobs, it's honestly been bullshit over the last 20 years. If you really want to invest in Coney Island, small business loans, grants, you can do it. Joe Sitt, Thor Equities, has had over 15 years to do something. They've done nothing. Look at his bankruptcy record. My personal concern, a lot of people have mentioned a lot of important points. There's not one, not two, but 3 schools within a block of this proposed casino. Does that make sense to anybody? Really? Does it? Please don't interrupt me. 3. There's 2 preschools. Look it up. There's 2 preschools. Whatever. It will destroy the quality of life here and put generations of children in danger. It only makes money for the pockets of the billionaires proposing this project. The stakeholders in this community do not want it. Please vote no on the casino and be on the right side of history. I also just want to share something that I don't want to share. While I was sitting here, I was threatened. I was sitting here and somebody said, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. They said it twice, they called me a retard, and then they left. This is the kind of violence that this is bringing. I've been here for years. Nobody's ever threatened me. Do I look like, I was doing nothing. So I just want to put that out here. I have 22 seconds left. I don't know what else I have to say. I voted for you, Brandon. I thought you were gonna, I hope you represent us. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, we have no more individuals wishing to speak, so we will adjourn this public hearing. As mentioned, today's hearing was the first of 2. The second public hearing will be scheduled after work hours in the evening, and it will be announced soon. I want to thank everyone for coming today and for your participation in this process. Thank you.
Ta-da.